Everyone else you mentioned in that stream has evidence, conversations, and stuff you spoke about, except for Hannah and Amy, and that's it.
All right.
And you went as far to say that Amy is some kind of evil mastermind behind the George and Katie situation. Which,
no, I did not. No,
yes, you did.
How it's interpreted.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people on Twitter that I saw people on TikTok clipping like with millions of likes where it's like my rant where I'm going like, there's all NDAs, the SMP, I own all the members, whatever. Where I'm like this is I'm acting like, hey, this is what people are treating me as. They're acting like I'm this evil villain. And it's the same thing with Amesy.
That was in a separate point in the VOD.
Yeah, no, I know. They're two separate. They're two separate occasions. But with the Amesy thing, I was not at all saying that Amesy is an evil villain. I was making fun of myself because what happened was after our conversation, right? We had our conversation where we talked about, you expressed, hey, Amesy said that you banned her from the Discord, and after the grooming allegations, right? And then that was cleared up, right?
Yes.
And so before that was cleared up, there was a period of time where I was like, oh my God, Amesy's going around spreading lies about me, right? And so I over-exaggerated that.
Oh, am I getting an ad? Oh, this video was... What the fuck? What the fuck, Twitch?
Exaggerating. You can't reference things you've actually done. For example, when you're over-exaggerating and doing that, you also mentioned the Reddit post you released around the time of the George and Katie situation.
Wow.
Where you were like, I think someone's pulling stuff behind the scenes, which is something you actually did. To say that immediately after being really exaggerated and being like Amy's the evil villain heavily insinuates that in that post, which is referring to the George and Katie situation, you thought that Amy was a mastermind behind the scenes. And I think it's crazy that you're happy to mention that situation on your 3-hour stream, but when it comes to the video, you don't want to mention it and open up old wounds that are more extreme for people that aren't you.
No, yeah.
Why would you mention it in the stream then?
Yeah, I mentioned the Amesy message because I thought it was important context to give an example of when I've done the same thing that I feel like people do to me a lot, I guess. Like I genuinely thought for a period of time after the Katie situation happened and before I talked with Amesy that Amesy was going around and making up lies about me, right? And I was going, oh my God, why are they doing this? I have no idea. And so there was a short period of time where I had that opinion that later on, after I had a singular conversation with Amesy, I was like, wow, that was a ridiculous opinion to have. Why was I assuming that Amesy was this terrible person when they're not? And so I was the reason I brought that up on the stream was to
he sounds very bad every time he streams, so I made a video he can edit, which lets the people agree and defend him easier, though he's wrong for
I didn't have a conversation.
Treat people the way he does for real. Hello, Blaze. Hello, Sim.
I didn't reach out to Amesy to ask for clarification because I thought that I made assumptions.
Hello, Sam.
Like, oh my God, Amesy doing these things on purpose or being manipulative or whatever. And then as soon as we had one conversation behind the scenes and she clears up, no, this was a misunderstanding. I didn't mean for that to happen. And
this whole thing's a
whatever.
mess.
Then
I feel like this whole thing could have just been like a
sorry,
thing that could have resolved.
Like, we had a short conversation.
But can you
behind the scenes where we talked about
understand
it.
how when you go from talking
about
the George and Katie situation, very serious,
Give me
to
one
dramatic exaggeration of, oh my God, Amy's the evil mastermind behind everything, to then referencing a genuine Reddit post you made about that situation where you said you wouldn't be surprised if there's someone pulling the strings behind the scene. It's crazy. And then also Hannah as well. You brought up Hannah with like no reason as well for mentioning on stream that there's a rumor of the DreamSMP people having signed an NDA. Which also, there was no other evidence or context around bringing up Hannah. The same way I feel like there was no other evidence or context bringing up Amy. And those are the only two people.
What do you mean for Hannah, I mean, I wasn't trying. I understand afterwards, after the fact, and looking back on that maybe I should have just said a nameless creator or something. It wasn't at all like a slight on Hannah or like anything that I thought would cause any problems. I was just mentioning another time. There was many times where obviously rumors were spread behind the scenes by creators. And I was giving examples of how people accidentally, like as an example with the Hannah situation, that got brought up, and that was, in my mind, totally innocent. I had a conversation with Hannah where we talked about it, and she had told me, she's like, oh, aren't there NDAs on the SMP? And I was like, oh no, of course not. And we had a conversation about it, and she was like, oh, okay, I thought that because of this and that, and, whatever. And so that was conversation.
Had
said that before, and that was a rumor that circulated for a very long time, publicly and privately, that I somehow had DreamSMP members under NDA to not say anything bad about me or, whatever.
Yeah, I
And
think
so,
Elmo broke just
I wasn't
midway.
mentioning that as at all like a slight on, Hannah or anything at all. And the same thing with Aim's situation. Like, I thought both the situations, I wasn't trying to like, I felt genuinely, I was not trying to attack them or anything. I was both times I was actually referencing situations where with Aimsy, I was referencing where I was kind of wrong. Like I was like, yeah, I was in the wrong. I made an assumption about Aimsy before privately talking to her, and then I said something publicly. Obviously, it was alluding to the fact I didn't say her name or anything, but I said something publicly that was alluding to that, using that information. And then I felt terrible.
No, Patrick!
She reached out and said, "Oh, hey, I heard about this, about from Tubbo or whatever." And then we talked, and I was like, "Oh my God, I just did the exact same thing that other people do to me." And so both those situations, like I see what you're saying, but both those situations, like what context or proof should I of like shown DMs or something? I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, no, that wasn't really my point I was making. By the way, also just future reference, Amy's non-binary. But my point I'm making is that
I'm sorry. What is for future reference? Okay.
But basically, my point I was making is with every other person you brought up in that stream, you brought evidence and you showed receipts of this happening and you showed screenshots and grabs and stuff like that. But it didn't happen with Hannah and Amy, which I think rubbed me the wrong way. And then that on top now of knowing that there's one of Ludwig's mates that you've called a whore that was upset, and also before you explained that it was a mutual friend of yours, another person you called a whore, I think that adds to how people perceive your behind the scenes interactions with women. I think it all kind of paints this picture. Is that fair to say? I
mean, I think that
that's just the way he
if
talks,
you're making
though.
The assumption that I'm
it's harder to like
that,
talk on stream that is
sexist and misogynistic behind the scenes people, then yeah, it makes sense. If you're here,
get your thoughts out,
you take things at
rather
face
than
value.
like do it.
From my perspective, I'm going okay. Tubbo, have you had?
I'm not judging.
Do you think I'm sexist? Have you had interactions with me where I've exhibited like sexism to women behind the scenes? Or
all I know is what you put out on the internet. Because like, let's be honest, we don't really hang out in person. To be honest.
Okay, sure. From what I put out on the internet, you've seen.
From what I put out on the internet, all I know is that the main bit of, from my perspective, the main bit of Tom's video you cut out was about George and Katie's situation and your community's reaction to it. And I also know that you have an increased amount of bad actors in your community.
Yeah, I feel like it works, but it doesn't work in a way.
I also know that in your 3-hour stream, the only time you brought up people without evidence was in this context. And I also know that there's 2 separate instances where you have called
but
two
what do you mean without
false.
evidence? You said that a couple times. For Amesy and Hannah,
I mean, is it like showing screenshots, like showing stuff? Like, it's just your word whenever you reference them. But everyone else in that stream had evidence, is what I'm saying.
I guess for like Amesy as an example, like I'm explaining something that I did wrong, so I didn't feel the need to provide evidence. Like, why am I going to lie about something that I did wrong? You know what I mean?
But it's not clear that you're explaining this because you went wrong. It's like you're talking about very serious what happened with George and Crate to massive exaggeration of Amy being a massive villain, and then mentioning an actual post you made. That is not clear at any point that you are saying that you were in the wrong in that situation. At any point.
I think there's a little bit of like a not misunderstanding, but like a gap here between what we're. I mean, I guess I'm slightly confused. I think that I never brought up the Katie and George situation in my stream. I brought up the Amesy, which obviously I guess technically in that situation that was a Reddit post that was to that. But the point I was making when that was brought up was, hey, I also at some point made assumptions based on things that were not true about another creator in the DreamSMP, Amesy, and then I reached out, we had a conversation, and I realized, wow, I'm assuming things, and then I of course exaggerated, me like, yeah, this big bad villain, whatever, is the exaggeration where it's like, it's not super far from it, but also for most people with me, it's not super far as well, where people, Dream is this horrible, this master manipulator behind the scenes, whatever. And so I was making the point that, hey, I made that same mistake. that's something that I think everyone should try and work on, and is being more like having more communication, which I think AIMSy did an amazing job at communicating. I think that, yeah, in hindsight, after seeing, some people, on Twitter and other people, how they reacted to it, I could have definitely been, more like, I could have had more clarity, I guess.
Responsible to have these kind of outbursts where you use very exaggerated language, knowing that things when you're involved are very regularly clipped out of context? Do you think that was a responsible thing to do?
I think that's a valid question. I think that gets into like people understanding like irony and sarcasm, like how much should you have to regulate your, I don't know, like humor or language or whatever, to make sure that things aren't taken out of context, I guess. I feel like when you're talking about other creators, that's definitely a higher, like I feel like there's definitely a much higher level of responsibility there if you're talking about another creator. So I think, like, as an example, when I'm playing an over exaggerated character of myself and being like, haha, I'm a villain, whatever, I think that's totally fine. But I understand what you're saying. I think that probably was a misstep on my part. And I'm sorry to AIMSy. I didn't mean to make it seem like she was a villain or anything. No, I was making fun of myself. Like, I was making fun of myself. I was saying, hey, I thought this stupid thing at one point. It wasn't, I wasn't trying to cause her any harm, but I completely understand how that could happen. So yeah, you're right. Yeah. I think that's my fault.
Okay. Well, thank you for saying that. But yeah, my main thing is, I'm like, that is a crazy, like, you often very regularly complain about how you're taken out of context for the things you say, and so it happens, and then to do these big theatrical characters and impressions of other streamers, I thought was quite irresponsible.
Okay,
and
yeah,
I'm glad that you
valid.
agree.
I think that's a valid take. I didn't think about it like that. I was obviously I've done it so much for myself, and I thought it was clear, but I can totally see how it's not. So yeah, I totally take that. That's my fault.
Okay, cool. So to your point that we mentioned a little bit ago, like, do I think you are a sexist? Do I think you're a misogynist? From everything I've said, what I think is that overall, I don't know you as a person. And I think from how you act online, I think it's very clear that from all of the stuff you've done, that you and your friend group need an attitude adjustment when it comes to interacting with women. And that's what I've said. I don't think you're some irredeemable sexist
Can you provide
pig.
some examples of
that?
that?
I'm saying the evidence I'm talking about is how the people you brought up in your 3-hour stream came with no evidence and photo receipts for your audience. I'm saying how you engage with the George and Katie situation with the knowledge that you have an increased amount of bad actors in your community. I'm talking about how you cut out that context from Tom's reaction, and I'm talking about how there's 2 separate accounts of calling a woman a whore, even though one of them, I'll give you credit, you say is a mutual friend, but one of them is still a mate of Ludwig's that was upset by it.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's why I've come to that conclusion. I don't think you're an irredeemable sexist pig. That is, I think there is just an element of like a real attitude adjustment, and just see how you can conduct yourself and the situations you choose to get yourself involved with to kind of be like, oh, wait, I am doing this. Even I don't know I'm doing this, but I am doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that just to to respond to the last point there, I think that it's really hard. I mentioned this before, but when there's not like context provided, it becomes really difficult, right? So like, as an example, you just gave some context, but every piece of context that you gave is unspecific, right? So like, and I'm not,
this isn't,
yeah. So as an example, like you, okay, so let's just take Ludwig's friend, right?
Right.
This is a situation that I don't even know happened, right? And then I ask and try my best to figure out, hey, when did this happen? How did this happen? What, if this did happen, I would love to know what was the scenario where I thought this was okay somehow, so I can learn and grow from that.
I will say, you are focusing on the weakest part of what I said.
Well, yeah, so that's one. Sure, that's true. That's one of them. And then, like, as an example, cutting out, Tommy's first, his mention of the Katie Bugs and George situation. Obviously, if you take what I'm saying at face value for my reasons for why I cut it out, then that's not do you think my reason? The reason?
But I'm saying those reasons doesn't
given,
make sense given 2 days prior you brought it up in your live stream.
But
I'm saying those Dream, you did.
You did.
Like you talk about the Jordan Katie situation. This is the exact thing I'm referencing.
I watched this stream and he did.
You talked about Jordan Katie's situation, then you did the hyperbole exaggeration of Amy, and then you referenced the real Reddit post you made about it, and you did that 2 days before this video came out. So I don't understand your reasoning for cutting it out.
My reply about AIMSy, which I guess is about the Katie and George situation, but I didn't talk about the Katie and
So you talked about the Katie and George situation, but you also didn't talk about the Katie and George situation. What?
Like it's more than just talking about Amy and your misconceptions. You do bring it up and you say the situation.
I don't recall.
Bro.
Okay.
I mean, I'll take your word for it.
That's fair enough.
I don't recall, but I'll take your word for it. Maybe it was a 3-hour stream where I was.
I watched the 3-hour VOD, man. I watched the 3-hour VOD, man.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. I mean, so I think that obviously, again, I don't recall that. My reasonings for why I included what clips I did of Tommy, like I think it's not like again, when talking about whether I'm sexist or not, I think that.
Why are you changing the subject? What?
Reasons being that I didn't include the full context of Tommy's clip, while also asking and saying,
how did it go from
context to how I'm sexist? I think that either way is like I don't fully clock how that's sexist. I guess I'm not.
Okay, yeah, but that was also a very weak criticism of what I was saying.
Okay, so that's 2 of the 4, though.
Yeah.
That's 2 of the 4 you just gave. So then
another one. So
you said the response to Katie's situation.
Your choice to get involved when you know how many bad actors you have in your community, as well.
Okay, so what specifically did I do that you think was sexist?
Well, no, I'm saying knowing that you have an increased amount of bad actors in your community, and also on the internet a long time, genuinely the wider internet's reaction. This is not real. Like, to know you have a lot of bad actors in your community, then choose to do a space, choose to make a Reddit post, and become involved.
But
the fact that you decided it was a good idea to get involved and tweet the Arthur and start the drama in the first place, that's what I feel like he's talking about.
Actually, yeah.
Really?
Like, this was drama that had nothing to do with you, and you just inserted yourself.
I don't understand. Well, why though? Why did you choose to get involved?
Because one of my best friends was accused of something very serious.
I know, but is your best friend not capable of handling the situation on his own?
Real,
of course, and he did as well. But I'm also that's something as well as, like, as an example right now, Tommy is criticizing me, right, in this video for that, right, for involvement in that. Regardless of what I was receiving, lots of criticism at the time. Still to this day, obviously receive criticism for anything involving that. And so I'm not completely and fully removed. This is my best friend that I live with. I can't, hey, let's just pretend this didn't happen. Like, I have to respond to that. Obviously I did a space and I did a couple Reddit, replies.
You really don't.
I think that my Reddit reply where the whole AIMSy thing happened, like, I think I regret that.
Nobody said you had to respond to it
before there was more context provided by Katie's next live stream. But I think that with the information I was presented, like, I had to say something.
Like, did you make any kind of post, like addending what you said?
I don't remember.
I
think that I said something. I mean, I did a space obviously after everything, but which I think I did mention things there as well. But I think I did say something when I talked to AIMSy about it.
In public? In front of your massive audience?
I think so. But I obviously my space was after the fact, so I talked about a lot of things in the space that I did, including my Reddit post.
Okay.
And including what changed, because, like, obviously there was many things that changed in between, and I talked about what changed, between them. So they were based on different information.
Can I also just say that your, like, unsure language surrounding this is not filling me with confidence that my original opinion that you and your friend group need an attitude adjustment around women is invalid. You know what I mean? Like, for the level of uncertainty when you speak about it.
I'm back. Welcome back.
I said earlier, but it's a very complex situation. I'm being careful. I don't want to make claims that are false. So I'm being very careful. It happened, almost a year ago.
And I appreciate you being careful.
I'm being careful. That's it. I'm being careful. I'm not trying. I don't want you to read into my language in any way. Like, I'm just being careful. That's it.
Okay.
Who's calling me?
I think that. I don't think that I handle the situation perfectly.
But also, when I'm asking you whether you released a statement, like with more accurate information after.
Wait, did Ludwig
your answer was
speak in chat?
maybe, which I don't know.
No, I was talking about the AIMSy thing. So in my mind, right then, when I was answering that question, why I said maybe was about specifically about AIMSy. Like, I'm not sure. I can't remember. I mean, I think I did, but I don't remember if I mentioned.
I think I did.
Oh
my!
But yeah, I did. I 100%. I did in my space. My space. The entire point of my space was to hey, here's my updated stance and here's the updated information. Yeah.
I feel like I just need to say, Dream did text me on Discord and show me the receipts. So yeah.
For the Ludwig thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a long time Ludwig just misremembered. But
the messages, by the way, of like who you're messaging in that. I will say.
Oh,
like,
okay.
So just like, come on, man.
I'll do it again. I'll take it again.
Okay, right. I feel like I've explained pretty well what I think. When
yeah,
you
I feel like
have I explained that well? Do you understand why I'm of the belief that you and your friend group needs an attitude adjustment with your behavior around women? Do you understand where I'm coming from?
I understand where you're coming from. I think that communication, honestly, is important, and I think that I understand where you're coming from, but obviously, as someone that's in my position, I think that there's a lot of I don't know. There's just a lot. There's so much misinformation. There's so much communication. I feel like would solve everything, because all of these questions I'm asking you, obviously, right now while we're having these calls, are conversations that would be very good to have, behind the scenes when anything happens that anyone's upset about, no matter what it is, because obviously I like
but knowing you're not a great guy to talk to behind the scenes.
My friends are good people and have good intentions, and so if you let's say I do something that upsets you, I'd want to have you message me. That way I can be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it in that way.
Why is the subtitles not working?
Obviously I don't know of examples of where there have been interactions 100% where I've made jokes that I shouldn't have, or whatever, with anybody, not guys, girls.
Yeah, so so you acknowledge that you've made jokes that you shouldn't have, and you said things you shouldn't have, so you can understand from that why I have this opinion, right?
Well, I'm talking about private interactions where I'm like, oh, I have a conversation with somebody and we have a discussion about it, or whatever. Even with this happened. I'm sure it's happened with you. It's happened with Tommy.
Travel as well, can't it?
But I'm not talking about sexist things. I'm just
what?
saying.
Why are we talking about it instead of what I said?
What?
I'm saying.
You go from I wasn't talking about the private thing, that I'm not talking about the sexist. Why are you?
This is my perspective. What's happening? I don't like the Ludwig situation. Right? Is Ludwig has a second-hand account?
Jesus
right?
Christ!
It's not first person.
Jesus Christ!
He heard from someone else that I apparently jokingly called them a whore outside of a club.
What topic are we talking about now? What the fuck?
In this case, being brought up as evidence that I'm sexist, and I'm going.
Okay, so we're talking about the sexist thing.
I don't even know that happened. And if it did happen, then I would love to learn from it, grow from it, apologize to the person, and
Chat, you didn't know that happened.
Adjust my behavior. But I don't even know that this happened. I have no, and I don't know who it was. I don't know where it was. I don't know what the context is. I don't know anything. And so I'm like, how can I? I don't know.
You have changed your story a little bit in your account of what you said. You've now said that Ludwig said a second-hand.
Dream is yapping too much of real.
A mate of his that's told him.
Bro, he's just doing a whole lot of subjectation. Like every time he gets caught for something, he's like, "All right, we're switching to the next topic, or we're switching back to this topic, so I can freaking talk about something else to make you look good."
That's not like he's heard from a friend of the person.
Yeah, no, he didn't see this happened. He heard from someone that this happened.
I hate this.
So he heard from someone, or he heard from the person you said.
He heard from the person who said this. Yeah.
Okay. According
to Ludwig. But I guess I use secondhand as that. I wasn't saying like.
Okay.
That's the same.
Okay.
I guess we're misunderstanding secondhand and firsthand. Like I meant secondhand is that. Like firsthand is like you're there and you see it, you witness it. Secondhand is like you're hearing it. You didn't actually.
It's less
see this
about
happen.
like. It's okay. No, fair enough. But you understand why I think what I think, don't you? Right?
Yeah, I do. I
do
understand
what
you think.
No way you do.
But I think it's majorly because of the lack of like transparency and communication on the internet. Like I think that's in my mind.
And it's also from like me consuming the content you've done in reference to the 3-hour stream, and in reference to the context that's been removed from videos. Because it does stem from me not understanding why you removed that context when you mentioned it 2 days prior on a live stream.
Yeah, so obviously we disagree there, I guess, on me bringing up Amesy or bringing up Hannah as being sexist on my stream, I guess.
No, it's not the fact that you brought them up. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's the fact you brought them up, but with everyone else you brought up in that stream, you had screenshots, evidence, references to private phone calls. Like, you know what I mean? It's
with the sweatshop thing as well, like
the display.
I mean, I don't
like the way that with everyone else you came with screenshots and you came with evidence to show your big community, whereas in regard to those,
I don't think I treated Hannah or Amesy any differently than I treated anybody else.
No, I know you don't. I know you don't. But I'm saying it inherently rubs me the wrong way that there was no, when you're on this big platform, you're very much saying to your audience, take my word at value, this, and this.
Exactly.
Where with everyone else, you had like evidence of this that you can show.
Yeah.
I think I was very consistent throughout the stream on whoever with, when there was evidence to be provided that made sense or was necessary, I provided it. When there was, I was saying something that I either was about myself that I didn't think needed evidence, I didn't, or if it was something that there wasn't evidence, or it was just like as an example, like I brought up our phone call, I didn't provide evidence for that. I just said things that happened. Yeah. And I did the same thing with Hannah because I don't have evidence of this conversation I had with Hannah.
Then why bring it up?
Something that happened. I mean, we just had a conversation.
Why bring it up?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like,
as a guy that really needs evidence for everything, why bring up things you don't need evidence for?
The amount of evidence you've displayed for everyone else and then not here.
I'll be back in an hour if you're still streaming. Bye bye. Also, what he called ABM. Exactly. Like, why you're so big on evidence? Why are you saying things without evidence? Like calling Amesy a manipulator, saying Tommy runs a sweatshop, an editor sweatshop, and a merch sweatshop, talking about things you don't fucking know. Why the fuck are you?
Or anyone else?
I know you don't, and that's
so
okay,
fucking stupid.
I'm saying that what happened is what is impacting my opinion, and then to say now in this stream, I'm not bringing up this situation because old cuts that affect people worse than me, but then to bring that up 2 days prior in that stream, this is my issue.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I think, like I said, I think there was a multitude of reasons, but I think we have a little bit of a disconnect on this one. Like, I think that, like, obviously you're not going to be able to see into my brain and understand exactly why my 100% intentions on, why I included a clip or why I didn't. But clearly, I'm on a phone call right now with you in front of a lot of people having a conversation about it. I wasn't trying to avoid having a conversation about it.
I don't doubt that I don't think you were trying to avoid it. I don't think you
That's
were.
not what he was talking about, though.
That
he was trying to avoid.
You were like generally okay, how do I word this? I don't think you're trying to avoid talking about it. I think you're very open, that you're open to talk about everything, both publicly and privately. That's good. That's fine. But I don't understand when you keep going, there's this disconnect between you and me. I don't think there's a disconnect. I think you're not.
Well, I'm saying
get his ass up.
You said that essentially that me cutting out that clip and
for the reasoning, you cutting out that clip for the reasoning that you've told me just now, that you don't want to open up old wounds, is weird. Yeah. Because you brought it up 2 days before and you didn't seem to have an issue.
Okay. Again, I don't know. Do you remember the context to how I brought it up in the other stream?
You just referenced the situation that happened. You literally just blatantly reference it.
Like, what did I say? Do you remember? Or anything, paraphrase?
Bro, has.
Oh God.
I'm not.
Bro has so bad memory.
But I just don't remember this.
All I remember is you referencing the situation, then going straight into the exaggerated bit about Amy, and then referencing the real life thread that you made on Reddit, which I was telling you about.
Yeah, from my memory, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but what I remember is I brought up, our phone call, and how, you mentioned that Amesy had said that I had banned her from the Discord, or or whatever, and that it wasn't for a while until I made a post where I mentioned, where I mentioned, behind this, Amesy being whatever, and then I go into the character of like, yeah, I thought this was crazy, I thought there's an evil mastermind, whatever, and then I was like, and then we talked, and Amesy and I talked, and it was.
I'm so glad I was.
Okay, that I shouldn't have thought that.
My stream lose some of my real.
I guess even if I
real analyzing the combos though, this feels like guilty till proven innocent.
I was talking about Amesy. I wasn't talking at all about.
No, it's just that he keeps on going back on his word. It's just like the way he talks. He says one thing and then he goes back on it and he's like, okay, well, this is blah blah blah. And then once he gets like once people are like, okay, well, you did this, this. He's like, okay, let's change the subject. Like that's what he's been doing this whole entire stream.
I'm not just saying, hey, shame on you.
I'm so glad I was too broke to afford Dream merch when I used to be a fan. I'm so glad that I.
So like I understand what you're saying.
That's
I just
from
my perspective,
Dream merch is not
not
great.
I wasn't thinking of it like that. So
I'm just glad I left as a Dream SMP or like a Dream fan in general. Like I think after like the second manhunt, I was like, okay, bro, you need to do anything other than manhunts. Like, come on.
I will like it's just like in my mind,
and I have like other reasons why I'm not a Dream fan anymore. Like there was one thing with season 2 of freaking
well, I mean,
with season 2 of DreamSMP, how people were saying this is a thing that Philza was saying that for season 2 of freaking DreamSMP, he wanted to do a thing where everybody forgets everyone. And to be honest, I'm gonna admit I never watched a Dream. I've watched like 1 or 2, but I haven't watched them fully. I just see the people that are popping up on my timeline. I'm like, bro, how many times are you gonna make the same video? People getting chased around by like 4 people. But
Nah, I swear to God, that shit would come off. I'd try and watch it, and I got so bored so quickly.
Sam,
like, this is so boring. Holy shit.
But the one thing that made me like lose interest in Dream was the fact that in season 2, Philza said this himself. This is this is probably an old clip of it on YouTube somewhere, but Philza said one of the reasons he didn't want to do season 2 of the Dream SMP is that in the lore, they would forget techno, or they would just forget like nothing happened, and they would just forget like people like start new from all over again. And the fact that they wanted to do that so close to after techno passes it just rubbed me the wrong way. The fact that you want to start a new season where everybody forgets everybody just rubbed me the wrong way. And I don't think I can look him the same after that, because and then man puts the whole music video like what is it was the whole was having techno's body there, quote unquote techno's body there. It's just the things that he's done after techno's passing just rubbed me the wrong way. And it's like, yeah, really, yeah, there's a Philza clip where after the Dream SMP ended, Philza was like, I don't want to do season 2 because then I would have to forget techno. And yeah, and then with what is it, his music video Until I End Up Dead, he had like an actor play as like techno's body, which weird. It's weird. The shit that Dream's done, it just rubs me the wrong way.
When you're talking about this is also, and I know you said it's a
that's my reason of why I don't like him though.
So many adjectives, man, that like kind of feel downplays very extreme, but like a lesser extreme version of that. Like
no, it feels like he's definitely downplaying the situation.
You say a lot. It's just like, and certain such and such is irrelevant, and it just is like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. You know what do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm a little lost, I'll be honest.
I think it comes across as dismissive, and when talking about this whole situation, I think it's when you're talking about it, it's not something you want to come across dismissively as.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. I believe it's not your intention to do so, but can you see how I feel that's the case based on the language you're using?
I'm a little bit lost, but I think that the simplest way to...
How can I help you be less lost? What do I need to explain more?
Well, I think, because you just said, as an example, you just said...
Sounds like a tribute, but the Dream SMP continue, it was included techno, yeah.
Doing that, but then also...
I don't know. I think 2 people that made the Dream SMP the way it is Techno and Tommy. And the fact that
you think that I'm doing that,
he kind of downplays that is crazy to me.
Versus how your words are coming off when you're explaining stuff to me.
Like he says in his response video, like the Dream SMP wouldn't happen without everybody on the server, which is true. Like, with everybody not streaming the DreamSMP, the DreamSMP wouldn't be a thing. But also, the two main people that made the DreamSMP the thing was TommyInnit and Techno, because they both had the most viewers and they both had the most eyes on the DreamSMP. So, I don't know. He weird. He weird. Like, I get the whole music video being a tribute thing, but you could be a tribute without showing, having an actor as portraying a dead body, you know. I feel like there's ways to contribute without it being weird.
I want to get on the same page.
Okay, I guess I feel like we're losing each other here on this specific point, I guess.
Also, the fact that Bad Boy Halo also physically made it. Yeah. I heard that too. That Bad Boy Halo actually was like the person that was behind the scenes, like actually paying for the server.
I'm happy to respond to whatever.
And Dream said in his stream, like, he was like, I made no profit off of the DreamSMP. Bro, you made a lore video about it. You made some profit off of the DreamSMP. It main channel or not, you still made some profit off of it. You didn't pay for the fucking server. Bad Boy Halo paid for the server. Like, I don't know. He just constantly like contradicting himself. I streamed yesterday talking about it. And talking about everything. It's just
I see why
it's just
if you view it like that, it's not
like I watched his response video and there were so many things that I rebuttal.
I guess this is summarizing. I disagree that me clips
well, if I redeem check-in will work, yes.
I feel like the more important clip was the next one.
Okay, why though?
Oh my god, you
why though? Why do you disagree?
Streamer bot?
I did. Crazy.
Wow.
I disagree that
You can do that?
Yeah.
Why?
I know, right? Crazy. You sure? Yeah.
Even the child
didn't
like,
want
you sure?
to bring it up old wounds, only to bring it up to
Hello, Pyra.
Why?
Well, there's more reasons
Oh.
for that. So one, I feel like it's not. This is a me and Tommy thing. So obviously this is
Also, Pyra, I don't know if you're allowed to join, but if you want to join,
you and your
VC's open.
When we're talking about the George situation,
I was waiting for someone else to do it. Hi, Tiny.
That was, hey, the internet's reaction to this was sexist. This is me and Tommy.
Hey, look,
the
Tiny
very next
learned
point
her
he makes is, hey,
mistakes,
you and your
okay?
friends are
Tiny
sexist.
learned her
Obviously, I brought
mistake.
that up.
She realized
Said,
she
hey,
wasted
what's the
that one
context?
channel
See,
point
this
yesterday, okay?
Tommy, he referenced this
She's
in
just
his
making
video
sure, you know?
to you, bringing this into the realm of context which is needed for your response.
Nope, I want to play Fortnite for some reason. Alright, that's fair.
In his video as well. I mean, I didn't include every single thing that Tommy said. I think that there's some things that I was just like, well, what am I even supposed to
But
say
why
to this?
not include this when it's so important?
Real.
Just over
Because
the last
it's so
40
public.
minutes
It's such a public
Yeah,
thing.
it's
It's
so
something that
public,
already
but you've said yourself.
everything that needs to be said has been said. From my perspective, everything that needs to be said has been said, and so I don't feel the need to add additional stuff onto a situation like that is complex and does have a lot of, obviously complex feelings with other people that aren't myself.
But you've just said how complex and how important it is. Your words, and then not to include it because you think all is said, is completely different to what you said earlier when you said you didn't include it because you didn't want to open up old cuts. That's a completely
I gave 3 or 4. I mean, I gave multiple reasons earlier, and that was one of the reasons I gave. One of the reasons I gave was that it's a very complex situation that I'm not, that it's been very public. There's a lot
Dream
of
yaps so much for saying nothing. Anyways, for real. For real. That's what somebody else in my chat said earlier. That's funny.
I don't know the context of this.
I think that Tommy bringing up a very public situation that has had multiple live streams, that I have already done a space on, that I have already made my thoughts public on, that George has made his thoughts public on, that has been brought out into the public almost a year ago. That feels less relevant to this video that's happening today than him making a claim, hey, right now, that, a new claim, you guys are being sexist behind the scenes to women and it's disgusting. That to me is more relevant to my response to Tommy being like, hey, because also it's Tommy making a claim. The first one isn't Tommy making a claim. Tommy's saying Tommy's opinion on the first one. The second one is him making a claim. He's saying you guys behind the scenes are sexist. So I think we're not. I disagree that it was necessary to include it in the video. I think that's the disconnect. So I feel like we aren't going to agree on that, I guess.
Yeah, okay. I'm saying that is a factor that contributes to my opinion. The fact that you don't think that is necessary to include in the video is why I said I think you and your friend group need an attitude adjustment around how you treat women. That the reason why that you don't think that is necessary context also now contributes to that. You understand?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't agree with you, but I think that, but I understand we'll have different points of view on it. I have no intention of being, sexist, I guess. And
no, and I believe that. I genuinely do believe that. I'm just saying that added is why I've come to this conclusion.
Okay. I mean, I think we probably just can't see eye to eye on this specific situation, but I think everyone, I mean, obviously everyone will view things differently no matter what.
Yeah, it's kind of like your intentions are one thing and your impact is another. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Like, you have all these intentions, and I'm telling you, the impact comes across in this way. And obviously, maybe it's just a me thing, but given the community's response, I don't think it's just a me thing. You know?
So what are you suggesting I should have included? If I had just included that clip and then had the exact same...
I think if you had included that clip and thought it was right to include that clip, it would have made it a lot harder for me to for one of my takeaways from that video to be, oh, that's really strange that he wouldn't bring that up and instead react and go, what is the context? And oh, wait a minute, this also plays into those two other accounts I heard. And wait, this also plays into the stream 2 days ago. The one problem I have with that is before, obviously you were saying that I shouldn't have mentioned Katie at all, and that obviously before because of bringing an audience into it. But then you're also suggesting that I should have talked about her more and brought it into my video. Once it's done, you can't undo what you've already done.
But I haven't brought it to my YouTube audience. My YouTube audience is not something that I've.
But I think while that is true, yes. While that is true,
I feel like if we're gonna bring it up in the Twitch situation and have a whole mental breakdown on it on Twitch,
to then be like, oh, I didn't do it on this one platform.
Exactly.
Bring it to this one platform. There is significant overlap, and I think it's not.
Well, I think also the disconnect that there was again. I think there was many different reasons. I think that there's a ton of different things that contribute to exactly how the video was structured.
You're like, I want to sit there and defend my friend, but also
ill intentions of not including that. I'm not afraid to talk about it. Obviously, like you said.
Then why do you talk about it?
I'm not it's not been avoided. It's a situation that's been talked about again and again. I understand how people can view that differently. If you're, if you think that is telling of my feelings about it, or my behavior or something, or other people think that. I think that's anyone can think what they will come to different opinions.
I believe
but I disagree
it's an unintended impact is what I'm saying. I'm saying.
So what's the impact?
The impact of people's perception of the things you say paint you to be a sexist. Okay, I think that is the unintended impact of your actions, and I think that's what Tom's referencing. Right?
Tom's referencing
because
me not including a clip in my video. No,
because he hadn't seen your video yet. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if this is how if this is how wider people are taking the impact of these actions, okay, why, from a creator point of view, why would we be why would we be so open to believing that this is the case? Is it because of actions that you have taken that we know have happened behind the scenes that have kind of made it harder for us to give you the benefit?
That's what? Like what? You please, you just said that. You said actions that you know behind the scenes.
No, not actions that I know, actions that happened. Like, for example, Ludwig's mate and Robbo's mate, okay? Like, yes, one of them was your friend, but that does play into people finding it harder to give you the benefit of a doubt.
I don't know why the freaking...
I think that there's a big problem with people chaining things together. It's like, as an example, a false accusation, like a false accusation of me, someone being upset about me calling them a whore, is then being used to prop up a different one and being like, oh, see, this is a pattern. It's like, well, that you can't.
No. I agree. You can't use them to demonstrate there's a pattern. You can't do that. But what you can do is know that this. How much was this spoken about before it was made public, for example, which makes it harder to give you the benefit of a doubt. And, like, dude.
How much it was spoken about before it went public? What do you mean by that?
Like as in amongst people, which make it harder to give you this benefit of a doubt. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, and that's yeah, I 100% agree, Tubbo, and I think that's what I was saying is I think the problem is the communication, because in a world where you never, let's say, you know, like you obviously if there's a rumor going around that says, oh, this person did this bad thing, and then that person has no chance to rectify it because they don't know anything about it. They're not being told who it is, where it is, what happened, anything. Then it's just like this. It's impossible to.
Yeah, but it also doesn't change the fact that it happened.
No, I 100%.
Oh God.
Yeah, I 100% agree. If
Stop dying.
I'll try.
I completely lost where we were.
Sorry.
I think that in a world where everyone was completely like communicating with each other and having calls like this, and anytime they had a problem with someone, they were talking to them or having conversations, then these things wouldn't happen. I think it is a problem in my mind. It's a problem that somehow, unbeknownst to me, there's a rumor spreading around that I called a girl, like a random person, a whore, that I have no idea about. I don't know the person. I don't know when it happened. I don't know where it happened. And then like my reputation behind the scenes is getting, you know, like destroyed off of that. And then I have no chance as a person, as a human, to learn from it, grow from it, or even know what it is, because there's no.
The fact that you're saying that you have no chance as a person.
I don't even know that this happened.
How do you not know if you called a woman a whore or not, man? What do you mean you have no idea if this happened? I have no idea if this happens. What do you mean?
Okay, Tommy. I mean, fucking.
What the hell, man?
I called a woman a
I think about that fucking Tommy's video. Tubbo, if I don't know, if someone that you respect,
I feel like he's just downplaying the whole thing
and said, "Hey, my friend said that you did X, Y, and Z," right? And as an example, like I said before, at the time, whore was a word that I had in my vocabulary for my close friends, people that were comfortable with it, right? And then you're told, hey,
why is that your vocabulary? People comfortable or not? Why is that your vocabulary?
And you say, oh my God, okay, like who, where, what, when? You know, I'm sorry, that's not good.
I don't understand how you can't say without confidence whether it happened or not.
Exactly, real.
Because I don't have any information. I have no information.
But it's not about, you know what actions you did. Yeah? You know what you do. You know what you say. I don't understand how this is the defense of that.
The accusation is that I jokingly called a girl a whore outside of a club when I was drunk. And I asked for any information. I was like, that doesn't sound like something that I would do. And from my perspective, I'm going, if you want me to be honest, Tubbo, that does not fit my character. That is not something that I would do, and I
Bro's gotta start crashing out.
But I have no way of knowing if it's true or not, so I don't want to be a dick by saying that, okay? So I'm gonna be as cordial as possible and say, hey, please tell me who this was. Please tell me where this was. Please tell me so I can please figure this out. And if it was something that happened, then I can go, hey, what the fuck? How did that happen?
Drew crash out. This is like
the context that makes it make sense. Like, let's say, you know, I don't know, this person, I don't know, I guess I don't know what
Bro's crashing out, and this is very funny.
So when I'm saying I don't know that it happened, I'm saying I have no reason to believe this happened because I don't have any memory of this happening.
Then
so
just
please
say it didn't happen. I don't think, if you have no memory of that happening, and also I think it's crazy. I'm
being told by someone that I respect that one of their friends said this. I don't know this friend. I don't know anything about the situation. So my first reaction is gonna be, oh, okay, this is a credible person making this claim, right? So it doesn't matter if they said unless it was something absolutely horrid, right? That was ridiculously horrid.
Oh God.
My first assumption isn't gonna be calling Ludwig a liar. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go, oh, you know what? You're a liar. This didn't happen. My first response is going to be, oh, okay, let's look into this. You know, what is this about? I think that in a scenario where, you know, I think even in a scenario where he had said, you called the girl a whore and it wasn't joking, I would say, no, bullshit. Because he specifically said that even in a joking manner, that it was a joking manner and that I called the girl a whore, it makes me go, okay, maybe there's a 1% scenario where this somehow happened. The right things happened where this person said the right things and I said the right things and it was completely a joke and I just was being stupid and misunderstood what was happening. And in that scenario, I'd love to apologize to that person and love to know that it actually happened. But because I don't know that it happened, it's so tough. Like I don't have any way to. Do you see how like it's so frustrating because I don't have any way to rectify the situation.
I can understand your frustration.
I'm sorry for getting heated. It's not at you. It's just like it's frustrating.
Fine. You can be heated at the situation. I know it's not directed at me. Yeah, I just the thing is, which is why I just like, okay, yes, the word was in your vocabulary and you used it jokingly amongst your friends. But I don't know how. I don't know. Did you like? I don't know in what's. I don't think I've ever met a woman that has liked jokingly being called a whore. To be totally
real.
I don't.
I think everyone's different. There's tons. That's you'll find people that like jokingly being called or seriously being called of almost anything, Tubbo.
Yeah,
I think that.
I think that just the word whore is just, especially used on a woman, is very.
I've jokingly
very
obviously my cat,
yeah, it's just very degrading.
Georgia whore, you know, it's like that is a common joke even in our community where they have a meme of George and it says fucking whore under it. I have never in my life used that word in a derogatory way, and I never would. I have never in my life used the word whore in a derogatory way, and I never would.
Then
that's a statement I can make right now.
If you know that's the case, you can say like, damn right, I didn't call Ludwig's friend a whore. Like you can't.
No, because he said it was joking.
Did he say it was joking? These messages that you've sent me don't say that he says it's joking.
Here, I'll send.
And he didn't say that on his own stream.
Context. Yeah, I know. Ludwig did not. Of course, Ludwig was just messing around. I'm not blaming Ludwig for this, but he didn't. He didn't provide the most context that he could have. It's like it makes sense. Like he wasn't probably expecting it to be as big of a thing as he could, but. Like here, I'm just gonna send you this screenshot. It's the full. Okay, this doesn't have Ludwig's name in it, but it's the same. Here.
Huh? Jesus Christ.
I'll read the quote. Okay. But I do know about your interaction with a mutual of ours at a club when you jokingly or not called her a whore. And jokingly or not, he's saying like it's not okay, even though it was a joke.
Which is kind of fair, no?
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I 100% agree. If I called somebody a whore, even as a joke, and they were not okay with it, yeah, that's not okay. 100% full.
Tommy, well, huh?
I agree with that. That's what
I just read my chat, huh?
Like, well, I'm saying the accusation is that I jokingly called the girl a whore. And
I'm Tommy now. No, I do not want to be Tommy.
I don't know who Ludwig's friend is. I don't know if they're credible, but I'm assuming that Ludwig is credible. I mean, Ludwig is credible. Therefore, I'm assuming that the person he's talking to, is credible. So I'm just trusting. Oh, this must have happened. When did this happen? Where was it? And honestly, I'll say this: if this person is watching this stream, I am so sorry if I. Okay, let's restart. I am so sorry to anyone that I have ever offended with any word that I have ever used, any word, and please reach out to me if you have any issue with any language. No, it doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is. If you have any issue with any word I've used, any language I've spoken, please tell me. Any phrase I've used, anything that made you uncomfortable, tell me. Or I don't know, tell somebody you trust that can tell me and have a conversation with me about it.
This is the crazy thing. You could have said that just straight up at the beginning without. I
have said that. I said that to Ludwig in my messages.
Whoa.
I said that to Ludwig in the messages.
Thank you, Shiny, for the bits.
We've just been talking about for like.
Whoa.
God knows how long now. You know,
bro,
man.
what is this fucking?
Like that is a really good foot forward just to have said when we started this conversation.
They got their first badge.
Yo.
That's a good point.
Okay, right. I feel more on the same page with you. Can we skip a bit further into your?
You're so real. It's like the
Okay.
Real.
Sorry, I closed it down by accident. Give me a second.
Not bad people.
Right. Yeah, I already spoke to you about my clips being cut and the old clips of
Hey, Tom. You can gather your thoughts. Can I grab a water real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll be right back.
Hey chat, how we holding up? We feeling all right?
It's something.
Play Minecraft, Connor.
It's something.
What are we doing? I gotta stay in my lane. Bro, no, bro. Guys.
This chat is something,
Again,
man.
I'm gonna reiterate what I said before the stream. Try to be my community. Come on, you guys are a representation on me. Try to be as respectful as possible as well before being so reactionary, is what I will say.
No,
Okay.
Tubbo, you got to be like,
Streamer, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
For real.
Honestly, I should grab water. I'm not that thirsty. I'm a little thirsty. Nah, I'm not that thirsty. Yeah, I think next I should probably talk about the merch stuff, but this is difficult for me to talk about.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
I think we should go on with the merch stuff next. Are you kidding me? Is Max live reacting to this right now?
Yes.
I'm pulling him up. I'm calling him out. Just like I saw that on my phone. I'm like, that's so funny. I got a text from my mum.
Yo, chat, are you high? Are you okay? What drugs have you been taking? Is this so
That's
gimme?
what I'm saying. I'm a very like okay.
Yeah.
I communicate weirdly through text, through voice, through everything. I'm a very odd communicator. So it's fair if I'm ever ranting or whatever, feel free to stop.
Hello,
me.
YouTube frogs.
How
are we
I
doing?
Interrupt you, man. That's just like that is rude. Like I'm not here to
Hello,
interrupt
YouTube
you and
chat.
shut you down after every single word. I want you to say your piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, I want to talk about merch stuff. But before going into this, can I ask that you don't mention the name of the company you referenced in your video?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay. Right. So I don't really know. So Tom basically called your merch bad. Okay. It's just an insult. I'm gonna be so real. Next up, you talk about your merch being a family-run business. All well and good. That's fine. But next up, you accused Tom of using child labor to manufacture his merch, and I don't know how to put it differently. Could you shed some light on that?
So obviously, because I run our merch business, we had to do a lot of research into companies and factories, and one of the reasons I wanted to run my own merch company was to be able to make sure that everyone is compensated fairly and everyone is treated right, and we do things the right way and use the right processes and source from the right people and so on and so forth. And that company was operating out of countries and factories that use child labor for producing their goods, their merchandise. And so it's not a critique of Tommy, it's a critique of—
Then why bring it up?
A critique of— just to clarify for the rest, is my point with that section, this is really short, my point with that section was Tommy said, hey, your merch designs suck, and my response was, hey, I'd rather have sucky merch designs than work with a merch company that scammed people, so on and so forth.
Okay, right. First of all, what you have said there is nothing like how it's perceived in the video.
Exactly.
What you say in the video is Tom worked with a merch company that did child labor, and his merchandise is produced with child labor, and you have not shown any proof of that, which is defamation.
I mean, that's not— it's 100% factually true. I mean, I can't say that company name. If I would say it right now. That company used child labor.
Then where's the proof? Because
Tommy,
how is Tommy the proof? I don't understand. Where is the proof?
Okay. Tubbo, are you saying— I just want to say this. As someone who looked into it's hard not to say, like, operate while not saying the name.
Just don't say the name.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. That company, right? Do you know where their operations are based out of?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you just talked to them or researched the child labor laws and issues in that particular region and with the companies that they have worked with?
In that region, yeah, you still didn't provide any proof. Now, I can't go out and provide proof, and you know why I can't, but that is still an insane thing to say that someone's merch is, because you put it forward as if it's 100% fact that you know this, that the merch was produced using child labor and there is no evidence of that. And to say
I think
Tom's company...
I think we'll have a disconnect here, Tubbo, because well, listen, this is just, we'll have a disconnect here because of my experiences when sourcing merchandise for like the exact same process, right? It's like we have the warehouses we have in Orlando, Florida, right? Do printing and, you know, and embroidering and everything themselves, right? And where you source from obviously is very important. I had discussions with insert name company about where they source from. Obviously, this is you're okay. This is a company that scammed you, right? Scammed fans, scammed other creators out of money, and you know, didn't ship, didn't do refunds, did a lot, have a shit ton of problems. This is just an additional problem that this company has been involved in, as do a lot of other major companies. A lot of other major companies.
Okay,
not just
okay,
this
can I
company.
explain real quick? Okay, what you have just said you still have not showed any proof. You still have not showed any proof. Like, okay, you've spoken to this, so you're saying without a shadow of a doubt, you've spoken to this company, you've seen evidence in the factories they use of blatant child labor being used to manufacture TommyInnit merch. And you can prove that 100% and it would stand up in court.
I think that we're having a disconnect.
What is the disconnect?
This is the disconnect. The disconnect is that, okay, the reason that the reason that again, I guess I don't even need to talk about my merch company anymore, but yes. Yeah, sure. I'll just say yes. Yes.
Then
this company,
show it. Show the proof now.
Well, I don't have right in front of me right this second the like receipts of from the company. You're also asking me not to say the company's name.
Yeah, you could not say the company's name and show the proof.
But Tubbo, this is a common practice that is only avoided if you actively avoid it, right? So this is not special that this company has done this. This is not illegal that this company has done this.
So you're telling me you know without a shadow of a doubt, Tom didn't make an effort to avoid this practice.
No, I don't know. I have no idea his specific efforts. I know where this merch company produces. Tubbo, I know where this merch company produces their merch. I know the ethics and issues that this country.
But what does that have to do with Tommy?
Issues, and I know that all of this company, company's merch, or at least specific drops that I know of, were working out of certain areas and out of certain factories that were in regions. Sorry?
But you have yet to prove it. But just because also, by the way, in manufacturing regions, because a lot of this company's merchandise was manufactured in China. Yeah?
Yeah, a lot of it was.
Yeah? Just because there is factories in that region that employ unethical practices doesn't mean every factory, because these regions you're talking about are massive provinces.
Yeah,
some of the provinces in China are bigger than my country. I'm sure there's ethical factories and there's unethical factories, and there's operating out of more different regions and different regional laws and so on and so forth. But Tubbo, the point that I just want to I'm not sure. Are you saying 100% without a doubt that they did not? No, I'm saying you're painting it to be the case that this was for every single thing, where to my knowledge, I know of one example where this happened. And you have not provided any proof for what you said. Okay, so you're saying that you know of this having happened at this company. Yes. And know of an example of this having happened. And don't believe me when I didn't feel that. Okay, first of all, I don't and didn't feel the need to provide receipts for this claim, because fuck that company. I don't have any. But That's not the point. You were accusing Tom of something. Cause fuck this
No, I'm
company.
not accusing Tom. I'm not accusing Tom of anything.
You
I'm not
were.
accusing Tom of anything.
You were.
No, I'm not. This is the disconnect between us. I'm saying this is the retort. The retort is, hey, Tommy said, hey, your merch designs suck, and I'm saying, hey, well, I'd rather have shitty merch designs than have worked with this company. How do I avoid having worked with that company? By making my own merch company. That's it. So I'm saying, hey, Tom, I would have rather that. I'm not accusing him of
not
anything.
How the video plays, man. That is not how the video plays.
Yeah, no.
I believe
Based on... say Tom worked with this company does child labor.
Yeah.
That is what you said in your video.
Yeah, Tommy works with this company.
What is the viewer to think?
Tubbo, were you scammed by this company?
You know I can't tell you that.
Okay, well, okay, guys. I'll say it then. Tubbo was not paid fairly by this company. He is owed a lot of money.
Why?
You don't know that to be fact.
How do I not know that to be fact?
You don't know that to be fact, and you don't know the situation you're referencing right now.
Why are you talking about?
You already said incorrect things, but I can't say.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I think I know more than you think that I know, but for your sake,
then
I will be
message
careful.
me on Discord now before you say, and I can say.
Message you what?
Message me what you're going
Specifics?
to say, and I can say what is the case and what isn't. Because you have blatantly insinuated that Tom has produced merch with a company that does child labor, and his merch was made with child labor. Is how the video plays.
I mean the video. Obviously, the video. Sorry, I'm just like it's hard to like type and talk at the same time. Yeah, I mean, the whole point of that section of the video is essentially, hey, this company, bad company, they do many unethical things, including they work child labor, including scamming creators, including scamming fans by not...
Can we ignore the scamming creators bit for a minute, because I want to talk about that as well.
Sure. Sure.
But I want to just focus exactly on child labor and not bring in any other context until we're done with this bit.
Okay, Tubbo, you just said that you know of an instance of this company using child labor.
Yes, I know of a one-off instance.
Okay, Tubbo, that's enough for me in this instance. Where how are you disputing what the video is saying?
I know the situation around that incident, and I know it's a separate facility to the ones that you're referencing where Tom's merch was manufactured. But you don't, because you don't have the full context. And you've put it in your video like you do,
him,
and
Tubbo.
you know that no one can legally talk about this. In the CoffeeZilla video, you reference, CoffeeZilla says how no creator can talk about this. And he reached out for comment and no one can comment. And now you have brought this up knowing that no one can defend themselves because no one can talk about it.
Tubbo, defend themselves from what? I'm not.
Okay, from you accusing them of using child labor, Dream. What do you mean defend them from what?
Okay, Tubbo. There's multiple claims back to back to back that are made that are the whole point is this company is bad, right? This company is bad. They have used child labor. They have used they have exploited fans. They have had not only obviously way more than just that. Even from like if you've watched CoffeeZilla's video, it's terrible. When I showed I saw like parts of your stream, and I know obviously this is a very emotional thing for you, so I don't want to, you know, I'm not genuinely
I'm not emotional about it. It's sorted, okay? I don't want it to be painted as an emotional thing for me. What I am emotional about...
That's not what I was trying to say.
Okay.
I was just saying,
but you did!
It looks like you're obviously...
No, I'm heated because I feel like you're not understanding me.
Okay. All right, I'll do my best to understand. And I think this is what I said before. The point of that section of the video was hey, you know, you insult my merch, right? And you say it has bad designs, while... Let's look at the merch company. Look at your merch. Your merch company had these, you know, all of these ethical problems, including.
And I know what merch company he's talking about.
Difference there, though, as well, because calling someone's merch designs bad is not a crime. Someone using child labor to profit is a crime.
Yeah.
It depends.
What do you mean it depends?
Well, okay, first of all, Tommy, no matter what, did not commit any crimes. Tommy's not on the stand here. This is about
and you
the
didn't say
company.
that in the video where you accused his merch of being made by child labor. Why?
What
you just said? Tommy didn't commit any crimes. Therefore, Tommy didn't profit off of child labor. Therefore, why is that in your response video?
Because the critique wasn't of Tommy. The critique, like, okay, you didn't know that this merch.
But why did you bring it up in the video about Tommy?
No idea. You thought, okay, whatever. The creators that worked with this company, obviously, none of them were at fault for what happened. Like, you know, all the creators that were even on that page where it showed from CoffeeZilla's video, none of those creators are at fault at all. The critique was a critique on Tommy's critique of me, not a critique of Tommy. It's like, hey, you know, hey, you're saying that my designs are bad.
No, he has a point.
Hey, let's if you're gonna joke about my stuff, let's joke about what you had going on. That wasn't good.
Okay, joking about you having merch designs and joking that someone uses
I
child
actually get
labor
what Dream is talking
to profit,
about, as
which is a crime.
stupid as this is.
Again, very different. Also,
Yeah,
because,
but the way he
again,
portrayed it in
you're
the
having
actual
this issue
video
with
is
your
kind of
intent versus your impact. I'm telling you, the wide impact.
the way he
this kind of
portrayed in the actual video was like,
blatantly
hey,
abusing child and making as much
Tommy
child
works
I've watched
Listen,
them.
with
I know
child
this is-
labor.
I know that this is like, okay. We both
Like what he's
agree
saying on stream
that
right now and what he
this
said in that video
merch
are two different
company
things.
Has used child labor, has exploited fans, has, maybe we both don't agree on this last one, allegedly has scammed creators, and
No, we do agree on that.
okay, has scammed creators, and we agree on all of those points, and then you're going, but you joking about Tommy working with a company that uses child labor is not okay?
Because it's a crime.
That this company has allegedly committed.
No, it's a crime that Tom has profit off of child labor. And you don't say in your video, oh, I'm sure he didn't know about this. You don't say that this is completely directed at the company. You go straight from Tom talking about your merch to you talking about his. Which is, by
Evil ads.
definition, defamation.
Tubbo, that is just not remotely true. That's not remotely true.
It is.
My video, it's a satirical point saying, hey, Tommy, the merch company that you worked with, I bet you're so glad you went with this company. This company is
Oh, he pulling up the receipt?
creators scammed fans. That's the point. And you have agreed with me on every single one of those points. That's why I just don't understand the disconnect. Obviously, it's like, I understand what you're saying. It's frustrating that I painted Tommy in a bad light, right? That's the frustration, right? The frustration is I painted Tommy in a bad light by pointing out that this company that he worked with did these bad things. I never said, you know, therefore TommyInnit needs to get locked up and go to jail. And nobody from my comments, nobody that I've seen has said anything like that or implied that
Have you
was
seen?
wrong for having done that. It was just like it's a clap back to his critique.
No, but the thing is, what I was gonna say. No, but the thing is, you provided no proof of that. Zero.
And as the person that runs off
You always
evidence,
go on about providing proof.
I think
you always go on
that-
about providing evidence, and for this, you provided nothing.
yeah,
okay, so I think that for I think it's important when you're making allegations generally to provide evidence. I think that's.
So why didn't you?
In my mind, that's very important, which is why I was so frustrated with Tommy's video and how no screenshots, no examples, no evidence for literally anything that he said. But for this specific claim, with my experience working with outsourcing of merchandise, I did not feel necessary to provide proof that a company that operated out of China and has had child laborers, issues with child laborers before, have used child laborers. What am I meant to,
No,
like...
Sir, look, you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have no proof, is what I'm saying, and you have just said this and expect me to take your word at face value.
I'm honestly genuinely confused because you said 1 minute ago that this company has used child laborers yourself.
Yes, one instance, okay? Not connected to Tom.
Okay, so
But you didn't provide evidence of that one instance.
First of all, I would be surprised.
Anyways, their voices are so annoying when they're like this.
I will
lurking.
say,
All right, adios, child.
Tubbo, in the case where it's one instance, let's say it's one instance, right? That completely validates everything I said. It's not valid to joke about a company using child labor that used child labor. Oh, it was only one instance. They only hired children laborers one time. Like, that's like, come on, just give me. You have to give me the benefit of the doubt and realize that this company is a terrible company that has done terrible things. That's the joke. That's the joke.
But I don't even know. I don't even know why you're not understanding me. It is not about this company It is about your critique of Tom. Like
My
you
critique?
yourself you yourself have said many times this video is about you and Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're literally just you're criticizing Tom's merch company instead of Tom for using child labor. But in this video, which you framed, which is entirely about you and Tom.
Yeah.
Why the mentioning of the child labor of the merch company, and also the added context of you saying, oh, I do all of my own merch and it's all in-house, it's a family business, and then you're like, this is Tom's merch company. You don't add the context that Tom isn't overly involved in this company. You don't add that context. You don't add that it's a massive distributor. You frame it in the same way that you frame your company as like, oh, it's a little, it's like run by a small group of people. Oh, this is Tom's merch company. Oh, but hidden child labor. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I actually understand that now. That was not something that I was thinking of before. I think that from my framing, in my mind, I guess that was like obvious. Like obviously there was a lot of even on CoffeeZilla's video, he's talking about it. There was a ton of creators shown.
But you didn't put the context of CoffeeZilla's video in your video.
Well, I did. I showed like obviously.
No, you didn't. You put
Thomas
the one part where
of creators and everything, and how
you added Tommy and his name to it.
I had him talking about it.
Yeah, but that isn't. Again, you yourself go on about using the full context and explaining everything to make sure that a honest opinion can be formed about a situation where you yourself just now have removed all of the context of CoffeeZilla's video about it.
I mean, I showed like the intro to CoffeeZilla's video where he says, some of these creators, a lot of the biggest internet creators are involved in this merch company that is involved in a scam, and here, blah blah, they got scammed audience. Here's some, whatever, like that. That's the context provided is like I understand what you're saying now. Before I was more confused, but I understand now. What you're saying is some people could potentially be confused and think that it's Tommy's, like Tommy owned merch company.
But why would they not think that when you Photoshop his fucking face at the top of the pyramid scheme?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't
like you just said you did that yourself.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did. It's First of all, it's edited on top of it. Second of all, Mr. Beast wasn't the owner of this company either, and Mr. Beast was on that picture.
But when
like those people didn't do anything wrong, like Valkyrie and all them, like they didn't do anything wrong. That wasn't used as to say that, oh, big bad. It's like, hey, Tommy was a part of this company as well. He could have very easily been on that list of people. He was bigger than some of those creators.
But you didn't provide that context. When that graphic comes up in the CoffeeZilla video, it's far into the video where all the context has happened. In your video, it's a one frame showing a pyramid of creators with Tom at the top while talking about a merch company that used child labor and when talking about Tom's merch manufacturing.
I'll have to see, but I'm pretty sure that's the intro of the video, like the tower. Like I think that's the intro.
No, but the context you don't have is the information about the company that CoffeeZilla has, and he puts that before that graphics.
The first 1 second of the video is that tower. You said that was far into the video. I'm just saying this is the first 1 second of the video.
But like,
that's all right.
Dude, there is still more context in that video that you've left out. And also, that tower being spoken about
this is funny. My name doesn't sound real anymore.
Like, no one watching CoffeeZilla's video takeaway was Mr. Beast uses child labor to manufacture merch. No one's takeaway was that. Whereas in your video, loads of people's takeaway was TommyInnit uses child labor to manufacture merch. I'm saying why they might think that is you photoshopped his face on the top of the pyramid scheme while removing the context of CoffeeZilla's video. I'm saying
what context I remove of CoffeeZilla's video? That's the same. It's the exact same.
All of the information about the merch company and the receipts of it and the proof.
I'm not gonna include that in my video. Like I'm gonna include a 21-minute video.
Then you shouldn't bring it up. Then you shouldn't bring it up. You yourself say you shouldn't bring things up without the full context. I'm only applying your own rules to you here.
I think that correct amount of context was applied. What did I need? I said that I didn't say anything inaccurate.
But you
I said
agreed with me a second ago that framing this after talking about your small individually run.
No, I think where we disagree, I agree with. I now understand where you're coming from, but I disagree that the average person's opinion, or even that a lot of people will go, wow, that's Tommy's merch company, right? We show the way that the clip I do
called
include,
it Tommy's merch company. Why would people not take that away and assume it's Tommy's merch company when you call it that yourself?
Well, okay. When I'm using it as two different phrases, like Tommy's merch company versus the merch company that Tommy uses, right?
But you're using it in the same context as when I say my merch company, Dream's merch company, Dream Shop, and then you go Tommy's merch company. All the bad things.
Not his girlfriend company.
That's fair. That's totally fair criticism. I should have said the merch company.
Oh, that's
Tommy
funny.
Uses. 100%. Now that you've pointed that out, that makes sense to me. I should have said that. I should have said, and leave everything else the same. Say the merch company that Tommy uses instead of Tommy's merch company. That's what I meant by Tommy's merch company. The merch company that Tommy uses, Tommy's merch company. But I understand what you're saying. You're saying the framing makes it seem like
isn't even relevant if you have no evidence of Tom using child labor. Why is that relevant?
What?
If you have no
Tubbo,
evidence of Tom
you're not
making merch,
serious.
I promise you, I'm the most serious I could be.
Okay,
why
Tubbo.
is that relevant if there is no evidence of Tom using child labor? Why is that relevant? Unless you have concrete evidence.
You just said 5 minutes ago in this stream that you yourself personally, outside of anything that I know, outside of conversations that I've had, you yourself personally have knowledge of that company using child labor. My point that I made in the video was, well, let's talk about Tommy's merch company. They use child labor, they scam creators, they scammed fans, and that was like, hey, don't throw rocks in a glass house. Essentially, that was the point of that point. We're arguing over whether we're arguing over whether this crappy company has done all these terrible things. Did child labor on everything, or did less child labor?
No,
that's what we're arguing over.
No, I'm saying it needs to be honest, man. It needs to be honest.
It's 100. It's completely honest, Tubbo.
Then why did you? If it's completely honest and you can make it completely honest, why not show the proof of Tom's merch being manufactured with child labor, and why not display that truth? And why not?
I feel like
if it's honest, you can prove it.
Yeah. So first of all, if you want to, the quote that I said was, unfortunately, or I know that was about the bankrupt. Let me listen to exactly what I said. I'll play it.
You said
Tommy listen. Okay. Tommy merged with them.
Why are you cutting him off?
Tommy worked with a merch company that had some really cool designs. With some very hardworking child laborers to make it possible.
Yeah,
that is 100% fact.
So you're talking about Tommy's merch designs, yeah? You're talking about Tommy's merch, and then you go, yeah, his merch wouldn't be possible without these working child laborers. Do you not hear what you're saying? And how is that not a direct accusation of accusing Tom of using child labor to make his merch?
So the company used child labor, but I'll say this, Tubbo. Let's take that same exact framing, right? So in a world where you just said that it made it, that child labor made making Tommy's merch possible, right? So you didn't say that, but you're saying that's what I'm saying. In a world where that one instance that you're referencing, let's ignore the fact that obviously behind the scenes, based on the things that that's something that Tommy says, but behind the scenes, I have my own reasons for saying what I'm saying, but. Ignoring that, based on you're using literally only your own confirmed experiences, if this company profited off of child labor in any instance, which it has based on what you're saying, then that money they made from that helped making everyone else's merch possible no matter what. If it was used in one instance, and that's only based on not even any evidence I would provide, any personal experience of myself, just your own personal experience. So I don't know the inner workings of every single merch drop Tommy has ever done. I'm critiquing this merch company who has done child labor and also scammed fans and creators, and the reason that I know the timings of at least certain drops, and I don't want to go into too much detail for the similar reasons to why you wouldn't want to go into too much detail, is that Tommy was debating joining my merch company. And so I had discussions with Tommy around that time and discussions with that company as well. So I have obviously more information that I don't really want to provide, but that claim is not a claim that's being disputed by this company, right? And this is not a claim that and that you have yourself backed up by saying that the company has used child labor. So I understand what you're saying, but
the difference is I'm not accusing someone of having their merch made using child labor. That's the difference.
Yeah, no, I agree. And my critique, which is a critique of Tommy's critique, is Tommy unfortunately worked with a merch company that was terrible, that used child labor, that scammed fans, did not issue refunds, scammed creators, misused funds, did a lot of stuff. And on top of even more than that, if you watch Coffeezilla's video, there's a lot even more than that to do with like,
and it's not even because of this
sexual stuff.
Why?
And like that's
oh.
those are all completely 100% provable facts.
We're trying to
and so
beat each other's score in the freaking Miku
I
stuff.
understand how it can be taken, and obviously it's in a joking way, being like, hey Tommy, don't throw stones in a glass house. There's this company's pretty shitty, and you're critiquing my merch company for its design.
I don't understand.
L.
What I don't understand is
No!
how you cannot see how this is a very serious thing that you've said and accused, yeah? And I don't understand how you can't see that it comes across as an accusation of Tom using child labor.
The company that Tommy worked with for merch used child labor, from what I know of.
I'm gonna go get some fucking lasagna.
And you have also corroborated that this company has used child labor. Yes, you've said that this was potentially not with Tommy's merchandise, and you've also agreed that this company has scammed fans. Also agreed this company has scammed creators. I don't know where our disconnect is. I don't understand.
How do you know this though? How do you know this? Like, you need to explain.
I said, Tubbo, I explained 5, 6 different times.
Then can you show me? Can you show me the proof?
The proof that the company uses child labor?
Yeah, show the proof.
Okay,
and
I do not feel, Tubbo, I don't feel the need to show evidence when you yourself, quote, word for word, said that this company has, at least in one instance, used child labor. But
yeah,
I did not feel the need. I'll tell you why I did not feel the need to provide evidence to my claim in my video, which I already said, is because this is a common practice, very extreme common practice, and I have personal experiences from the business side of things, behind the scenes, business interactions, that for the same reason I'm sure that you would not want to make certain things public, that I would not want to make public. I did not feel the need to make this information public in order to prove a statement that is just... Could you not just do it
because I'm asking you, though?
I'm sorry?
Could you not just do it because I'm asking you to?
If you'd like to have a conversation off stream about this, I'd be happy to have a conversation.
But I feel like it's important context that needs to be included in your initial video.
Why, Tubbo? Why?
Because in your initial video, you don't, or like your reasoning now is that you have me confirming, yes, that's the case.
Wait, hold up. Give me a second, chat. I'm just casually refreshing because it's not, the Twitch is not freaking syncing it up and it's pissing me off. Oh my god. Ads. Ads. We love ads. We love ads. Jesus Christ. Give me a second, chat. We'll be right back to your regularly scheduled programming. Okay. There you go.
It's because I've agreed that it happened.
I'm sorry?
You said the reason you don't need to show the proof is because you agree. You saying I agreed it happened, but in your original video, I did not agree that it happened. You don't have that second account. Yeah,
no, it's not something that I would be showing regardless, but it is something that I've been obviously explaining the context as to, you know, why I have this very strong belief and why I provided that information in this video. And then I'm saying, hey, you back that up by saying, yes, this company has used child labor, at least in one instance. I'm not saying that that was at all in my reasoning for saying that in the video. I'm saying that, great, that backs it up. Obviously, it's like you also cannot say without you're saying, hey, I know for sure this company has used child labor at least in one instance, and I cannot say for sure that they have not used it in other instances, and I cannot say for sure they did not use it for Tommy instances, but actually, I would like you to provide proof for a joke that you made about them using child labor.
I have never, okay, first of all, you just said, I have no evidence to prove that they didn't use it for Tom's drop, which is not the case. It's just not, and
so
you
have evidence to prove that they didn't use it for Tommy's drop?
You know I can't confirm or deny that,
Well,
man. See, this is the issue. I don't understand, knowing what you know, why you would put this in the video. This is what I don't understand. If you know as much as you say you know, and you know how everyone is tied up, why, if you don't have unrefutable proof that Tom's merch was made with child labor, why are you bringing that up as a dig at Tom when the video's about him?
So the dig is on Tom for using this company.
Then why are you mentioning child labor if you have no proof Tom used?
Because this company has done child labor.
Video's
you've said that yourself. I'm
is
so
not
lost.
about the merch company, it's about Tom. Like, we're in agreement when it comes to the merch company.
Okay, so Tommy's saying that my designs like suck are about me? No, it's not. It's about the designs and about the merch company. It's the same thing. It's like a critique of his critique, Tommy.
Yeah, but it's
Tubbo. Oh my god.
It's not.
We're talking about Tommy, sorry.
Right, here's the thing. It's not proportional response, man. To accuse someone of a literal crime, and then...
That this company they've worked with has confirmed...
He just said your merch designs were bad, and you basically went up and said that his was made with child labor. It's not comparable.
Is this a great time to
I don't know why you can't see that. That's not comparable.
Tubbo, I'll walk through my reasoning one more time, and then I think you can say whatever piece you want, whatever you want to say, and then I feel like we move on from this, okay? Because I think we don't have a connect here. But this is my reasoning, and then you can say whatever you want, and then we move on.
Okay.
My reasoning for the way that clip was phrased and how everything went was Tommy. I'm just listening one more time. I said Tommy worked with a merch company that actually had some really cool designs with some very hardworking child laborers to make it possible. Unfortunately, that company also went bankrupt, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. The reason I made that claim is because this company has factually, based on my experiences, your experiences, other creators' experiences that I talked to, factually used child labor, scammed fans, and scammed creators. So I'm critiquing, hey, don't throw rocks in glass houses. You're critiquing my merch company. Let's talk about the merch company that you worked with. And it is in a joking way. It's not meant to be a critique on Tommy. It's meant to be a critique on, hey, it's a clapback. It's saying, hey, you're making, I'd rather have shitty merch designs than, allegedly shitty merch designs than work with a company that, scammed my fans. Okay. And I obviously made it win out of the way. So that's the reasoning for that. And I think that's fair, but I understand how you may feel differently, especially due to your personal experience with this company.
No, but okay. Right. Yes, and yes. But also, Tom saying your merch designs are bad is a matter of opinion. You agree?
Yeah.
You saying Tom's merch company...
Also, chat, if you're wondering what they're talking about, what merch company they're talking about.
That needs proof and is accusation of a crime.
So you just said that Tommy's merch company...
This is the merch company.
I claim that Tommy's merch company uses child labor. Has the merch company that Tommy worked with used child labor? One word answer.
This is the merch company that they're talking about right now.
You need to prove it, man.
And
for
proof,
video where you don't have my perception and you don't have me going, yeah, they did. You need to prove that.
So what do you feel the same way about everything Tommy said in his video?
You could tell this is the one they're talking about because the tweet right here, the By the Sea collection was by them. They did a Jack Manifold one.
And everyone behind the scenes that I did not feel the need to.
They did Schlatt.
No one's going to dispute this. This company sucks and everyone knows this.
Another Tubbo one. Swagger Souls. Jack Manifold. Rambo. This is the company they're talking about, by the way.
A lot of things. He said I'm a liar. I've lied to him. I've lied to my audience.
Allegedly, this is the company they're talking about.
One of which is a crime, and all of which is matters of opinion, which you can debate and talk about.
I think so. I think opinion.
Allegedly, this is the company they're talking about that uses child labor.
I think there's nuance.
Just to give you guys. Since they can't talk about it.
It's also weird. You provided evidence for everything which was a matter of opinion, but we get to an actual crime and you don't provide any evidence. Why?
I mean, I explained why I didn't feel the need to provide any evidence for this particular thing, but it's not.
You're assuming your 32 million subscribers all have this context.
No,
Which
but
I guarantee you they don't.
I have this context, as do the creators that I'm talking to. They have this context, and the creators I'm talking about have this context. So I do not feel I'm confident in my claim, so I don't feel the need to provide the evidence for this claim when it's not going to be disputed. But obviously we're arguing over the fact that we're not arguing over the fact of what I said is true. We're arguing over whether or not I provided evidence in the video of it being true, which I think is like, well, I mean, if it's true, it doesn't matter if I provided evidence in the video for it.
The difference is you're not talking to a room full of creators. You're talking to your large YouTube platform, again, with 32 million people subscribed to it. Every creator knows the context of this company is bad. But I can see as evidence from my chat right now, there's so many people going, what company is this? What company is this? Why have I never heard
allegedly
of this?
This company is Revolut.
Yeah. But
yeah?
But okay. The reason it's bad to not provide evidence and context for, as an example, Tommy saying that I'm a liar or a sexist or whatever, is because he's making a direct claim about me personally that without providing any evidence, and I have a right to be able to dispute that claim, right? If you're making, like, as an example, this is the same thing, maybe this is where our disconnect is, but like as an example, when we talked about the Amesy and Hannah things earlier, or like the Amesy thing as an example, I didn't feel the need to provide evidence when I said the Amesy thing because it was something that I was like, oh, everyone agrees. Amesy's not going to disagree with this because I'm saying, hey, this is like me, I did something wrong, I learned from this, whatever. And so I don't need to provide context because it's not necessary. In this situation, from my perspective, I'm like, oh, well, this evidence is not necessary because of the fact that no one is going to dispute this. This is something that is true and no one will dispute this. Therefore, why do I need to provide evidence when I'm just showing, these pictures on screen or whatever and moving on from it because I'm making a joke about the fact that, hey, don't throw stones in a glass house. Your company did very bad things and you're trying to critique me for my designs.
Your video.
I didn't say what stuff.
Any of what you just said to me just then, you did not say in your video. And you already agreed with me earlier on how the framing from going from the small personal business to a massive corporation frames it
I think that's a fair critique, Tubbo. I think that your critique of saying that my wording on Tommy's company is a totally fair critique. I'm happy to pin a comment and say that it's not Tommy's company, that it's a company that Tommy works with. I'm completely happy to do that. I agree with you that there probably are a subset of people that could misinterpret it and think that, oh, this is actually like Tommy's the owner of this company and is doing these things. I agree with that. Shouldn't have done that. I did not think of it from that angle. I thought of it from the angle of, hey, this is a big merch company. We're also showing all these other creators. I don't think people are going to assume that this is Tommy's merch company that works with all these different creators that CoffeeZilla made a video on, whatever. And so I understand what you're saying. I agree with that. I can do that. But at the same time, I don't agree that anything that I said was dishonest or definitely not trying to be dishonest, and 100% in my mind everything that I said was factually true based on what I know and based on things that you said as well. But I am, like I said, I'm happy to pin a comment that includes that and anything else. But
I don't think it hurts because you understand how it's framed, and
I see how some people could interpret it like that. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's not. I don't think that based on the comments that I've seen and based on the interpretations that I've seen.
You can also remove the incorrect context using the YouTube editor as well.
I don't think it's incorrect context though. I think that I think that unless I can put something, I can put text on screen or something maybe, but I think that the difference is Tommy's merch company versus a merch company Tommy works with. They mean the same things. It's just that one is more clear and the other is not as clear. And I should be more clear, especially with something that sensitive, obviously.
Yeah, not just sensitive, illegal, man. Like,
yeah, an illegal thing that this company
also,
was involved with.
I must admit, I'm not right. Next thing about this company, I wasn't a fan of you using my leaked invoices in your video.
So I didn't. That's from CoffeeZilla's video.
Yeah, I know, and I wasn't a fan of CoffeeZilla's video using my leaked invoices. But I'm not exactly gonna message CoffeeZilla and be like.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea. I literally, it's terrible that it's a coincidence, but like I literally just picked a random part of the video that had any like financial stuff on the screen to show when I was talking about like creators being scammed. So
see, I feel like
I didn't know they were your invoices either.
No, but the crazy thing is though, is that the fact that you can now admit, oh, I had no idea those were invoices after you've just previously claimed you have such a good understanding of the situation is crazy. Well,
I didn't even read the invoices. I didn't read the invoices at all. I'm showing
then why are you showing evidence you don't understand?
It's not evidence. It's just backdrop. I'm not showing my face. It's backdrop of CoffeeZilla's video. That's it. I'm not using that. It's not meant to provide
What?
proof of anything.
Yes, it is.
CoffeeZilla's video is the proof.
You showed this after you were going, merch companies scamming creators that uses child labor, and then you showed these graphics, which are related to that situation.
Yeah,
How is that not
evidence?
evidence?
It's graphics from CoffeeZilla's video, and CoffeeZilla's video was evidence that this company did these things. So I didn't know the specific context to what these invoices, who these invoices were for, because I just took a clip from CoffeeZilla's video, which was the evidence to these claims to provide context to. Yeah, and then I also showed some 10 seconds or so of what's it called of CoffeeZilla's video where he talked about it. So like it was just to provide context to, hey, this is from these claims are from CoffeeZilla's video.
Feel like
here's
if you had an in-depth understanding of the situation, as you said, you would have known these were my invoices, as every other creator in this situation knows these are my invoices.
Yeah.
Tubbo, I didn't even know that invoices were on the screen. I grabbed a financial clip from a 20-minute long video that looked good for a backdrop because I'm not showing my face. That's literally it. It wasn't meant to be evidence in any way. I don't know.
It's your responsibility to pay very close attention to what you put in your video when you edited it yourself?
But what's the negative of showing that? Like what is that? What how is that? I don't understand. Other than that,
you're using invoices that I paid, which are of massive amounts of money, okay? And you're presenting them in a way which is like, they scammed a bunch of creators out of a bunch of money, and then you're showing my invoices with massive amount of money that the viewer is going to assume was scammed from creators when it was just invoices I paid.
No, I guess I'll give more context. First of all, the reason CoffeeZilla showed those in his video, as far as I know, is because he was providing context that this company had a spending problem, right? That's why, as far as I know, that's what he was showing. He was showing, hey, this company had a spending problem. They were going around and throwing money around and spending money on this and that, and they ran out of money, essentially. And so that's the context of why they were showing them. And I was just going for the exact same thing.
Oh,
this is some context from CoffeeZilla's video that is, that is visually pleasing that I'm putting in this instance. It wasn't meant as evidence because the evidence is CoffeeZilla's video, which I mention obviously and say CoffeeZilla proved this in the video. So I'm sorry if you didn't want the invoices out there. I had no idea because they were already in CoffeeZilla's video. I didn't know.
No, of course. Exactly. That is my point. You didn't know, but yet you're still speaking about this and putting this on your YouTube channel with 32 million people. And you just said yourself you didn't know. So how much more about this situation do you not know? That's my point. That's my point.
That's a very open, what do you not know?
No, you're focusing on what I'm saying and you're not hearing me, man.
No, but Tubbo, I think that the disconnect on this is that you think that the invoices shown are important to the point I was making or at all involved with them. It wasn't. No, it's literally,
but it's about the situation I could have replaced that with any other clip
from his video.
It's about the situation you are talking about. If all of your knowledge of the situation comes from the CoffeeZilla video, I don't think you should have jabbed at Tom about it because you don't know what's going on.
No, not all my knowledge comes from the CoffeeZilla video, but the CoffeeZilla video does prove that that company scammed creators, scammed fans, and had a lot of other illicit things going on. And those are the claims that while I am showing those clips from CoffeeZilla's video, those are the claims that I make. Those are, in my mind, again, something that people can go and watch that video themselves very easily and see all the context to. And so even though it's not the proof, it's not the direct proof, it is the direct proof. It's, hey, this video is, if you want to go get proof, I don't need to provide my own personal context. Here's a video that's very public that proves these things that I'm saying, like it's not, I'm not trying to I didn't mean the invoices as hey, the invoices are evidence that this happened. It was hey, this is a part of evidence that CoffeeZilla used in his video, and it's visually good for this part, fits in. So it was, I could have replaced that with anything else from his video pretty much, and it would have had the same effect.
But what I don't understand is that if you admit you didn't know these were my invoices, and you admit there's stuff about this situation that you don't know about, why would you talk about it when there's stuff that you don't know about it, when that's exactly what you do when you critique other people for talking about situations where they don't have the full picture? Because that is exactly what you've done here. Evidenced by you saying you didn't know that these were my invoices, when everyone involved in the situation did.
I didn't even read the invoices. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea what the invoices are specifically for. I have no idea. But how is that? In my mind, this is what I'm saying. Is I feel like that's not a fair critique, because we both agree that the company scammed fans. We both agree the company scammed creators. While I'm showing those clips with a video from CoffeeZilla that proved those things that I just said, I am showing those clips while I make those claims. So you agree that the claims I make are true, and you agree that the video I'm using to make those claims as proof is proof of those claims.
But you're demonstrating a full picture of the situation.
I'm sure I don't have a 100% full picture situation. I'm sure the only people that do probably are you and a couple other very close creators. But I do know, obviously I've interacted a lot with the creators that have worked with this company. I interacted with the people that ran that company. I run a merch company myself, so I obviously do have additional context that the public doesn't have. But I definitely do not have anywhere near as much as you do. And I'm not claiming to. I'm just saying this company's done these things that are very public and
I know, but can you not see how it's an issue where if you know you don't have the full context and you're painting it in a way, in an accusatory way, as a dig, when you don't know and you haven't shown any proof, right?
Tubbo, I don't agree with you here. I don't think we're going to agree on this because I provided in my mind, I provided the necessary context to the fact that this company scammed creators. This company, scammed fans. This company did a lot of illicit things, and I mentioned the video by name as well. This is not disputed information. This company has used child labor. This is not disputed information. It is a common practice amongst many merch companies, especially that work in particular regions, to use child labor, and this company has been involved in that. And that, in my mind, is completely enough context and makes me comfortable enough and perfectly comfortable to say, hey, this company scams, this company uses child labor, this company scams creators and fans.
But your viewer doesn't have any of that context. Because you didn't say any of what you just said to me in the video.
I feel like I'm lost because I don't think that in a case where something is proven elsewhere and is something that is true and is something that is not going to be disputed, I think it's fine in that case to not provide the evidence in the exact video that you're saying, making the claim.
Where is the proof of child?
Hello.
Where? Just anywhere.
Because I didn't see that in the evidence.
Yeah.
Proof.
Yeah, the CoffeeZilla video isn't about child labor. Obviously, that's from my own personal experience. Again, I don't feel the need to go into more detail, given you have confirmed your.
Yes, the man that doesn't need proof.
I'm not.
It says he needs proof for everything, doesn't want to give proof. That's funny.
Another time, I'm happy to.
Real.
But it's not something that just like you.
Morning boy, hello, child.
This is about business. This is about like interpersonal relationships.
How was your nap?
Conversation I've had with other
Still on merch? Yeah, for real.
Is not something I'm willing to.
Dude, they've been on this for like ever.
I did not feel the need to say in my video because it's not a disputed claim. It's a claim that is, it's a known thing. It's something that it's known. And also, again, you've said in this live stream that it's happened, but I'm not. I feel like we're getting hung. I feel like honestly, we're both nitpicking, kind of like we're both nitpicking each other.
I just like I'm gonna pull this up on screen. Hold on.
It's valid to you being upset that it can. That
for context, Dream and Tubbo are both live
after having said my merch
right now, right?
When my merch company meant literally,
and I find it funny.
I owned, and Tommy's merch company did not mean Tommy's merch
that
company he owns. That's a completely fair critique. I can make a clarifying comment.
This is the nicest ad I've ever had. Oh,
text on the screen or something. That seems completely fair.
Straight up.
I don't think that devalues anything that I said, but I do think that.
Yeah, I love how you can tell which side the whole internet's on just by this one singular screenshot.
So I'd rather have.
Don't mind the Neurosamba, but
yeah, I don't.
Tubbo's live was 51K viewers, and then Dream's live was 12,000 viewers.
Yeah,
like,
I will say. I already said what I said about the altered.
That's how you know which side the internet's on right now.
Yeah.
Next
up,
Neuro.
So this is also.
We love
weird.
Neuro here.
I'm not talking about the merch company anymore. But
oh, they're finally done talking about the freaking merch company.
Editor sweatshop. What?
Yeah, I'm on Neuro side real.
I use the phrase editor sweatshop. That is a very extremely common phrase used by editors to talk about being like underpaid and overworked.
I asked every single one of Tom's editors in my stream. If you watched it the other day, they were in chat and they had not heard this phrase. I don't think it's as common as you think it is.
I mean, it's pretty common from my personal experience. Something that at least definitely locally and with editors that I've spoken to, it is something saying, oh, he's got us in an editor sweatshop. Not necessarily about Tommy in this instance, but I'm just saying it is a phrase that is used by editors to describe that. But I understand. I mean, not everyone you know. But yeah, I think that for the editors section, I mean, I don't know. You can. So I have more to say, but you can start.
Well, basically, yeah, you show some screenshots, which are about Jack when talking about Tom's editors. Okay. Cool. You might be like, how do you know they're about Jack? You showed your Premiere timeline where it's called jacklopay.jpg.
Yeah, so I have on the screen when I show those screenshots, I have a quote. It's in big bold text, and it says, these screenshots are about his friends with big hearts. So those screenshots were about Jack, and I made it clear they're about Jack by putting big bold text that says these screenshots are about his friends, not about him. But yeah, I wasn't trying.
But why would you include it about videos, Tom?
You know,
yeah, but also like, but why aren't you you just said Tom runs an editing sweatshop. Why are you now talking about his friends?
Exactly.
I think that's a valid point. I think obviously a lot of the.
Why did you start with that instead of the criticism of actually Tom?
I'm sorry, I missed.
Well, why did you start with talking about his friends instead of criticizing actually Tom?
Well, it was just the first two screenshots that were shown. I think that obviously I didn't talk about this for very long, so there wasn't much like airtime regardless. But I don't know why I picked the order that I did to show the screenshots. They're just. Yeah.
You say earlier that everything was in everything was in order from what happened in your mind.
Like getting TommyInnit stands to do rough cuts for him or something. You cropped out where in that exact strain of messages.
Yeah, my brain cannot say it.
So I think I talked about this on Reddit, but I think that there's a couple important things. So one, the message he says in the message that I showed, he says thinking. Right?
Is it still going there? Yep, still going.
You haven't, right? If you're thinking about doing something, you haven't done it. So first of all, I thought that was enough context. Secondly, the message that follows where he said but didn't do it is but it'd be cool. But it'd be cool. That's the message that follows it.
But
so
Tom
as someone who was forced to play,
where it says he didn't,
I gotta be able to say, oh,
that's the context. In my personal opinion, is exactly the same.
But Tom didn't say that though. Is the issue?
Tom didn't say what?
But it would be cool. And you don't.
No, Tom didn't say that. I'm saying that Larry.
They stole my name and throw it in my character.
Pulled up. I think it was Larry that said that.
What, Pyra?
It'd be cool. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah, and again, this critique also, again, I said this in Reddit, but I also understand how this can be. People can take it.
Yeah.
I think that I'll say this. I think that this section I made a misstep on. The way that I phrased things in this section was
also the way you crop the screenshots as well is very crazy.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that the context there with what you just said, I mean, he says thinking in my screenshot. So the fact that he's thinking about it, obviously those screenshots were not meant to be, hey, this is 100% hard evidence that this has happened. Those screenshots were meant to be context to
Bro, I started to stream late into their conversation.
What I'm saying has credence, right? If Tommy's editors are in a group chat with other people and are discussing doing this, right? Then that gives credence to my claim that I have first-hand accounts from multiple editors saying that this has happened.
And why didn't you put in any of those first-hand accounts?
Because nobody wants to lose work. Nobody wants to lose jobs. Nobody wants to hurt their future opportunities.
Got any proof of any of them saying they don't want to be included because of that?
But what, like a blurred name? That's really going to convince you? I'm going to show you like a empty screenshot of somebody, like a blurred out name, just text saying, "Hey, I don't want to be included in the video."
You included a freaking text without their name.
That I got those screenshots. I'm not in that group chat. Where do you think I got the screenshots? I got sent them from an editor and multiple editors that are in that group chat full of editors, right? So those editors clearly, the fact that I had those screenshots is proof that I have contact with editors that are in that Discord, had issues, and sent me those screenshots, right? Can we agree that that's
right? So you have
yes. So this is the issue is I think that my framing was poor for this section. I think that the way that I intended the point I was intending to make was very similar to the merch point, right? The point was, hey, yeah, you're saying I put so much effort into my content, or I put out this and that. You may be able to get videos out quickly, but that's because you have less to do with the process. Because you have less to do with the process,
shut up and mess up somehow. He probably will.
It's like, yeah, you're able to do really cool merch. But
why are you criticizing Tom for a bunch of actions he had no part in? This is what I don't understand. really.
You're calling it like an editor sweatshop,
No, it
mentioning
wasn't.
Jack,
I'm not sure what you mean.
You're
like Jack
criticizing him
and
for
other
the
people,
actions of his merch company, and then you're criticizing him for the actions of his editors.
Yeah,
which
so
his
that's-
editors
that's
have come
critiquing
out and
him.
said Tom has paid him
Yeah, exactly. I'm critiquing
like
Tubbo, I'm critiquing
$1,000+
his critique
dollars.
of me. I'm not critiquing him. I'm critiquing. I'm saying, hey, yeah, Tommy, really, you're going to critique me on this? Well, this. Hey, yeah, Tommy, you're going to critique me on this? Well, this.
Well, the
I'm
things
not
that Tommy
critiquing-
brought
I'm not
up
saying-
was
I mean,
about you
that's why I think
directly.
that, I made him.
He's
I
not
made a
going
mistake in the
like,
section of the video.
nobody
By
cares
the
about
way
your
that I
opinion, dog.
phrased
You
things,
have
'cause I
11
made
viewers.
them- it
And
makes it seem
yet
a
you're
lot
here
more
watching,
than what I
so
intended. I did not intend.
you don't have to be here, but dude.
Yeah, I do think it made it. It made
Yes,
it
you
seem
can
a lot
amend
worse.
it by cutting
But,
it out with YouTube editor.
I think that I can.
Just
Yeah.
I'm
put it
not
out
sure
there.
how I can.
Do I
See, I'm not sure
see a
how I
hater in
can
chat?
like
What?
change. Because the problem is, it's a problem with my wording
that
on the
person in
first sentence
chat?
I say.
Uh.
That's it. Because
What makes
it
me-
implies that
I
all
will
of his
do-
editors.
No,
are paid
no, just
poorly,
leave it.
when that was not the implication.
Not worth
that,
it.
That was
And
not what I
almost
meant, and that's not.
every editor came out on Twitter and was like, actually, I'm paid very well. and it's been
Someone
very
to
wonderful
take
to work
it.
with."
It's me.
And that's awesome. I love hearing that. That's amazing. I love that. I love that that's the case. I think that obviously even after
I
my
thought you were
video came
playing
out, there's
Fortnite.
Been threads brought up from
I was,
2022.
but then I
where
slowly started
channel
to cry
managers of
inside
his
the pirate
had
beat my score.
issues with
Oh, bruh.
Lori, in relation to editing and the exact same similar.
Hey, what
Now,
can
similar-
I
Or
say?
you just gonna-
Sure. Let me pull up. Tommy resolved it in public. I mean, sorry, in private. I can send you. I don't know.
All for 3
where
Miku
the
songs, bro.
thread is. I don't know if somebody
Bruh.
can pull it up. but-
But also, if it was solved, doesn't that kind of like prove the opposite of your point? If it is, or if
All I'm
like
saying,
that kind of
Chatter,
behavior has already been proven to be resolved.
I simply care about his opinion.
Well, I'm
Anyway.
saying that's one specific instance. I didn't even know that. I did not know of that instance. That
You
If you don't care about my opinion, then don't be here.
Video. I'm
Like,
talking about
that's
something
simple.
different.
Real.
But also, again, what I'm
If you're trying to
talking about
say
is from a
viewer
while ago. That's why I
terms
said
here,
at one point, which obviously implies that it's not happening right, right.
I
this
fixed
second.
my settings. I
Again,
fixed my
I-
key.
But, I mean, I'll send you.
Oh, I miss so much. Anyways, I've come. Okay.
Here, I'll send you this. This is.
I've got it up. Don't worry, man.
Okay, well, I sent it just in case. But yeah, so I mean, this did happen obviously, and this was a different instance.
I'm
And I didn't know
upset
about
at
this
you,
one, but I believe they're
child.
probably
No
very similar
cookies for you.
situations. So my critique again is not. It is
I'm
technically on
depressed.
Tommy, but it's not on Tommy.
I'm
It's on.
sad.
It's saying, hey, you're critiquing
As a
me for
bitch.
doing things my way. Where,
bitch
hey,
child.
here's some problems you run into if you do things your way. Essentially. So it's like I'm not making the point that I
Yeah,
think
no
that Tommy
cookies.
is a
You
terrible
heard me.
person. That
Damn.
whatever. But I do think that the phrasing makes it seem
am
like I'm
upset.
saying, hey, literally Tommy never pays any of his editors, and you know
No,
they all
exactly.
he sucks completely as a boss. Whereas I was trying to make the point that hey, me and Tommy do things differently. He's acting like his way of doing things is better. I know of some things that went badly
Fuck.
because of the way that he's done things.
Oh.
Even if, as an example, the
It
merch,
said no cursing,
he obviously
Redeem.
didn't purposely work with a company that scams. And
Oh,
with
shit.
The editors, as far
All right,
as
I'm gonna start now. I'm gonna start now.
Work with stands. But
I'm just not gonna
there
talk.
are instances where stands
Okay.
helped, assisted editing videos that were on Tommy's platforms for free or very low pay, and they were outsourced by editors.
But
And
you
so
haven't
from my
provided any proof of that. Because all the proof in
Yeah,
your
I-
video, people have
yeah,
come
I
out and be
100%
like,
agree.
actually, that's not.
I'm not
the
swearing
case.
till 3
So I
o'clock.
feel like you just gotta cut that whole section out of your video because it's dishonest. That is
Yeah, I
genuinely
don't-
my take.
Yeah, I don't think it's dishonest. I think that
But you
again,
just said yourself. You
What
just
did I say
said you
myself?
agree with me.
no, I agree with you that the phrasing when I jump into it, it makes it seem like it makes it the way that I phrase the sentence, I say something along the lines of Tommy. What did I say? Something along the lines of like Tommy can crank out videos because at one point he had an editing sweatshop where editors were getting paid less than minimum wage, and that whole entire statement is true.
But you
But
can't prove it. So therefore, to say it without proof is dishonest.
okay,
Real.
so
Real.
first of all, do you feel that way about Tommy's video?
Huh? Mate, it's different, okay? And yes, you're gonna say I have bias, and yes, you can clearly see my bias. But to say he's got an editor sweatshop immediately after talking about his merch being made with child labor, can
Yeah,
you
I
not
think-
see how insane
No,
this is?
Yeah, no, I think that the phrasing going into that, I 100% regret using editor sweatshop as a term, because I was looking at it as, hey, this is a common phrase in the editing community. This is not like, you know, I can see how right after showing an actual sweatshop that could be misconstrued as that. That's my fault. I shouldn't have done that. But I think that the evidence that I was providing was not meant to be 100% proof that what I was claiming had happened. It was meant to provide context to these claims, because I cannot provide full evidence without compromising the people that provide me with the evidence. Obviously, given the fact that I have these screenshots, I have contact with people that are in these full group chats and have been given firsthand accounts of this happening. So I'm confident enough to make this claim, and the only evidence that I have to help assist that publicly, that I'm able to put out publicly, was obviously the editors discussing this, discussing doing this. That's not evidence of them having done it, but that's evidence that they were discussing doing it, and then gives my claim that they did do it, or maybe not these specific editors.
Just saying everything is context, yet Tubbo is saying that he needs proof. Exactly.
I'm glad to hear
I don't know
that,
why you're going over here a bit like
and I'm sure
making all these claims
after seeing the
without any context, just after getting mad at Tommy for showing no context for his claims. Like I don't know. I don't know where people were doing things, I don't know.
Tommy knowing that I know about, and that could totally be the case. But the problem is, can't ask Tommy because he has me blocked.
But like,
he has you blocked for a reason.
Would you have asked him about that before you released that video?
100%. 100%.
Really?
100%.
Tubbo is too British and Dream is too American, because here the U.S. legal cases need context and sometimes more than proof. Real.
I've done that before, and usually the person would not reply or not give context, but I can't message Tommy. And obviously, realistically, if Tommy didn't have me blocked or was communicating, none of this there wouldn't have been these videos. So there wouldn't have been a case where I need to message him about it. I probably would have just been able to say, hey, the second I heard it, been like, hey, Tommy, I heard this thing. What? But instead, I just, I don't have any communication to be able to say anything, because it is something that in my mind, if I was in his shoes, like I'd want to be aware of,
Elboza?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're just taking my word for the fact that I would do that, but also
that's what I'm saying. Like, you always go on about proof and receipts, and now you're just expecting me to take your word as is without any proof nor receipts. And I'm like, okay, so the rules are changing now?
Well, I don't think that. I think that framing as the rules are changing is not completely fair, because I think that do you think that the fact that the fact that this was a discussed topic, and also something that was confirmed as other editors of not Tommy's in this same group chat to have done, and that I obviously had to have gotten this information from somewhere, and that I'm telling you that the way that I got this information was from somebody giving me firsthand accounts of this having happened, you don't think that any of that what I just said equates as proof?
That's the case without you proving it to me is the issue.
I'm messing with the overlay, by the way.
I don't believe that you have these first-hand accounts.
Okay, so how did I get the screenshots?
No, Pyro said, Tubbo, let's say he's messing with his overlay.
Exactly. That's what
messing with the overlay.
If I'm not in this group chat, and this group chat is solely of editors,
so you don't see to keep unsubscribing thing.
This is a group chat of editors. How did I? Well, I was provided these screenshots by the people that provided me firsthand accounts of this having happened. So I mean, it is technically a trust basis, but that is.
Well, I'm getting messages from Tom's editors on Discord saying, "Yo, heads up from the time I've worked with Tommy, I've never outsourced any work to any stands. We only ever outsource to other editors in the group." And this is what I'm being messaged on Discord.
So you moved the text bubble, yeah. I moved it so you guys can see the subtitles and everything, and you don't have to see this freaking the hype trains and shit at the top.
Just because,
or like somebody subscribing.
What's a good example?
Also, I'm being told it's not a group chat.
And the dog's barking.
It's a Discord.
Yeah. I was trying to make it like a more viewable experience.
Yeah, it's a Discord server. It's not I'm calling it group chat.
So you don't go over you don't have to see like what is it? Like all the sub stuff and all the hype stream stuff.
To be totally
honest,
you
gotta just focus on the actual thing.
I find it very hard to because
I gotta go back and rumble blurk. Alright, adios.
Fry my brain a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't think it was fair for you to put that in the video, and you agree it was a misstep. You call it a misstep. I say it's
I think the way that I worded it was a mistake. I think the way that I worded it was a mistake. Like initially, I think that it implies something that it implies that all of Tommy's editors are underpaid and horribly paid and horribly treated, whereas that was not the intention. The point was, well, yeah, you have had editors that have done this, and I've described it as editor sweatshop, etc.
Cut out that bit of the video.
Because the point as itself still stands. I think that nothing that I said in that
itself is
the point that I was making. Yeah. The point that I was making in that section was Tommy was critiquing me for the content that I make being low quality, blah blah whatever, and I'm clapping back saying, yeah, well, you may put out a lot of videos very quickly because at points the way you have a ton of editors, and therefore you have less control over what happens with those editors, and literally some people have ended up working for minimum wage or below minimum wage, and also have outsourced stands to do sometimes captioning, sometimes editing, or rough cutting content, et cetera. And so that's the claim in that part. And
my
all
issue
of that
is that I don't believe you, because every source you have given, every single person involved in every screenshot you have sent has come out and said that's not the case. And you haven't provided a single bit of proof where that is the case.
Okay, the proof that you can look at that we've already talked about is three things. One, the Twitter thread that you just have already looked through, right? That is
which is an example of the opposite. Okay.
What? Just listen. Just hear me out. That Twitter thread, right, is an instance of around the time frame where I have firsthand accounts of this having happened, of a similar thing happening on different platforms of Tommy. It was about a VOD manager on one of his platforms being improperly outsourcing stuff and not paying them properly. That is already confirmed, and Tommy resolved that behind the scenes. That's around the same time. That's one.
But the evidence of him resolving that and having that be resolved proves the exact opposite thing that you're saying. Surely. How? Because he's been in this situation and has entirely resolved it, and the initial people that put out that stuff have said this is all resolved, and then you've gone, no, actually, it's still happening.
No, this is. I'm talking about first of all, I'm talking about a different instance. Second of all, all I'm saying is that is supporting evidence that is supporting evidence that it's not crazy that this could have happened, right? And then
could have, but there's no proof.
No, I'm saying from your Tubbo, I'm saying from your perspective. From my perspective, I have firsthand accounts from editors that have literally expressly
to show those editors
exactly what I said in my video. Literally expressly stated. I got those screenshots from editors that are in that Discord, right? So I'm not in that Discord. How did I get that evidence? Obviously from people that were telling me what was said, right? So I'm saying outside of that, and without compromising people or making people, hurting people's future job opportunities, that doesn't seem unlikely that if they were discussing doing this, said, yeah, that'd be so cool, and that there's other instances of this happening publicly on Twitter already that got resolved in the past, that there are instances of this having happened that did not get resolved in the past. It doesn't seem unlikely, right, from your perspective. So all I'm saying is that it's still a trust me bro from my side of going, yeah, this is supporting evidence.
Yeah, but it's a trust me bro after a trust me bro his merch was made using child labor. Like that's
I don't agree with you on that the statement you just made, but I don't think that's a trust me bro at all. It's just like that's just a fact that has happened.
Then prove it, man. Like, come on. This is the exact same expectations you ask of me for everything I say.
I feel like we've gone back and forth on that where I'm going, yeah, I did prove it. Here's the proof, and or whatever, and then we're back to the same thing. Like I feel like on this topic, this is the best thing I can say from on this specific issue. I think that I misstepped in the way that I worded things because it makes it seem more dramatic than I intended. Obviously, the point that I was attempting to make was that, hey, Tommy, yes, you can make this, the content that you make as quickly as you can make it because of the fact that you make some compromises with how much control you have over it by outsourcing things to having having channel managers, editor managers, et cetera, to where things get lost and things can happen that are not so good, like what happened that he resolved and like what has happened that I have heard about. So that was my point, and that's obviously about editors, getting some pay issues and stuff getting lost in, lost in the sauce, and I think that all
like
in
that.
my mind is a valid critique, and again, it's a critique of his critique.
With the amount of missteps you said that have happened in this video, do you agree that it's fair for me to say that it's dishonest?
No, completely not at all.
So what about there being missteps makes this not a misrepresentation of the truth?
Well, nothing. The thing is, no video is going to be perfect. Nothing that you put out online is going to be perfect. When I'm having a conversation with somebody from the other, like the other side of the opinion, right? And we're having this discussion, and I'm going, oh, you know what? Because of my personal biases, I didn't think about that specific thing beforehand. I wish I had moved that word around a couple of times. That doesn't make it dishonest. That doesn't invalidate everything that I've said in the video. Or
oh god, this is something.
That, hey, yeah, if I'm trying to be the most fair I possibly can be, the most reasonable I can be.
Yeah, I love you yawning.
I wish I had changed. I wish I had said this slightly differently. I wish I had said this word differently. I wish I didn't include this. I can do that about almost any video of mine, even like, I don't know, even a manhunt or something. Like you can go through it and be like, oh yeah, I wish I had done this differently. It doesn't mean the video, it sucks or something. It's I think that some of the things that you have said are fair, critiques or fair requests. But I don't think that any of it is dishonest.
I don't know how you can go out there and repeatedly say how against rumors you are, and then say stuff without evidence that naturally sparks off rumors, and then just be like, that's okay.
Like what?
What do you mean? Like all of the things I've just said you haven't provided proof for over like this entire conversation, and I've gone over and over again, where's the evidence of that? Where's the evidence of that? And there's always a different reason for why you haven't shown this evidence. And I just like you as a person are so against
this
rumors.
shit's still going on. It's
prepared.
been 2 hours.
Real.
Exactly. And to then have so many different, not excuses, but reasons for not showing evidence.
Okay, Tubbo. So
which is going to start rumors.
Well, I feel like this is I feel like I don't think that's fair, Tubbo. Here's the difference. This is a big difference, right? If I said, hey, Tubbo, you're sexist. That, right. I provide no context, no evidence, bad, in my opinion. If I said, hey, Tubbo, you're sexist because you called one of my friends blank, right? That, even though that is a claim that you're making with, in that case, like as an example with like Ludwig or something, where that's happening to me, we're obviously I'm much more willing to have a discussion.
There's no way.
It's a specific example. I'm saying, hey, this happened. I heard a first-hand account from editors of this having happened, and what's the evidence that I have a first-hand account of this happening? Well, the screenshots are the evidence because I have access to those screenshots. So in my mind, I'm going, yeah, that's far more evidence than no evidence at all. From my personal experience with people that I met, I trust their first-hand account, and the evidence that I have.
That's funny.
The fact that the screenshots exist. So I'm going, that in itself is evidence, right? Like it's not providing no evidence. If I just said TommyInnit doesn't pay his editors at all, that's making a claim without any evidence.
Yeah, no, okay. Right. Yes.
I mean, I'm not. If you disagree, I want to hear why. What?
In a sense, everything you're saying.
What's the standard of proof?
Everything you're saying is very reasonable. I don't understand. It was
probably said a bit ago, so the chat's probably flooded it by now.
You don't like rumors. It's about people's opinions of you. When I'm talking about rumors starting, I'm talking about serious accusations you have made.
These Pokemon's in chat.
That's funny.
Like, when you're talking about you don't like rumors, they're not rumors. You don't like the rumors. You don't like the rumors that people behind the scenes might think you're sexist. You don't like the rumors that people behind the scenes don't like.
That's annoying.
Like how your merch looks. And yeah, hey, like, come on, you wouldn't have brought it up in the video if you didn't care about people's opinions of your merch.
Well, I just think I thought it was a funny critique. He's like saying baby photos, whatever. I'm like, well, I mean, come on, Tommy, you're really saying that when you worked with a merch company that scammed people. Like, come on, like that's ridiculous. I don't care about them calling their merch designs. He said lazily designed. Like,
what?
I just think it's ironic that he's saying.
Hello, lag.
He has his merch company to deal with. Like that's in my mind, that's the humor in it. I'm like, well, yeah, it's like you know, like it's ironic.
Yeah,
it's not.
like,
I'm alive. Welcome
things,
back.
Okay. All of those things are rumors about you. I would admit, like, the average person can be like, it's just a rumor, it has no weight. But the kind of rumors that you are risking starting by not posting proof of... Now, you don't agree with me, which I don't understand why. You're not posting proof of Tom's merch being made by child labor. I feel like I'm going in circles, but I feel like that is a very serious rumor that does take serious tolls on people's career. And if anyone understands that, though, how serious accusations can have a big impact on people's career, it's you, my friend. So I don't understand how you're not understanding what I'm saying now.
I feel like we read in circles around that. I feel like I will be repeating myself 100 times if I even discuss it anymore. That company, the company that TommyInnit worked with for his merch, not his own company, that company has, from your own admission in this stream, used child labor to make merchandise. Now, outside of that, that was not your own personal experience, was not contributing to my personal experience and my evidence.
It's your responsibility to prove a connection between that claim and Tom, which you have failed to do.
TommyInnit made his merch with this company.
But that is not proof. This is not the same. I don't understand, man. Like, child labor and Tom, where is the link?
Okay, here's the link. The merch company that Tommy worked with used child labor.
Okay.
Do you agree? Do you agree? Do you agree? Yes, you agree. Like,
but you have no
this
proof
is ridiculous.
of these unethical practices happened with his merch. You say yourself you know the merch industry. You know how many different manufacturing plants and factories one company can use, okay? And it is, going off your experience, it is so dishonest to, which I have confirmed is one instance in one plant, okay? It is so dishonest to insinuate that that is entirely tied to Tom.
Okay. Entirely tied to Tom. I mean, it's entirely tied to Tom. It's the whole entire merch company. Like, it's the entire merch company. And I think that it's such a weird, it's such an interesting, like, hill to die on. Like, yes, no, this merch company that did child labor, they only did it, according to my calculations, confirmed one time. And that's obviously from your own personal experience. Obviously, I'm telling you, you don't have to trust me, but I'm telling you that from my own personal experience, from interactions that I've had, from conversations that I've had, that as far as I know, it wasn't just one instance.
It's the live real.
Yeah, but you're saying, why when you know this has happened, do I have to prove that claim? That's like, I think we disagree on the standard of proof you need for claims that you make. Like, my critique in my video.
No way, he just said hill to die on.
Proven even by your own exact statements is, hey, TommyInnit, you worked with this merch. You're saying my merch is bad. You work with a merch company that did child labor, scam people, scam their fans.
What I don't understand is, why would you not want a legitimate crime to have as much evidence as possible? That's what I don't understand. Which is why I don't understand your reluctance.
I'm really confused, Tubbo. I'm just gonna be completely honest. I'm really confused. I feel like we've talked about this.
No shit, because
we've said back and forth on this.
The difference is the public doesn't know. People don't know.
Because you have no fucking proof.
People don't know what.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm getting a text from my mum. I'm checking I'm not gonna be sued. Be careful. It's the truth.
No, be careful. Be careful.
From the video Dream referenced when talking about child labor in the merch company, which was like the most popular one at the time, all of his friends worked with. Obviously, Tommy didn't know that they did that, even if they did.
Right.
Real.
Yeah, no, yeah. Do you want to move past the editing stuff? I'm on the firm belief that you should cut that out of the video. You disagree. You agree that it's a misstep, though. Okay, we'll move on with that. Next, we're gonna talk about your message with Tom's mum. That's
no.
Okay.
In the video, you say this is the only message you sent to Tom's mum, but in the stream 2 days ago, you mentioned that you messaged an additional second time. Why change the story within the 2 days?
So I saw you say that on your stream, and I was like, oh my god, because this is my perspective, right? So I messaged Tom's mom one time, right?
Okay.
One time, and then years later, after this was something that Tommy was already upset with, blah, she tweeted about that interaction, and we had an extremely like cordial, extremely like, I messaged her, hey, I'm sorry for messaging you back then. You know, I didn't know that that would upset you guys. Didn't mean to, etc., etc. Sorry. And she replied and said, you know, whatever. It was just like a very nice comment exchange. So when I say in the video, I had one, you know, it was, this is the harassment. Obviously, he's not referring to me apologizing to her for having messaged her because Tommy was upset. Later on, you know, years later, he's writing this one message. So like, I'm saying, yes, this is the only interaction I've ever had with his mom that he's saying this interaction is harassment. So yeah. I wasn't like, I don't know if that makes sense. But.
Do you understand how, do you get how even with the context with his mum responding to your audience on Twitter, do you understand how this message still comes across as very weird?
Yeah.
The thing is
messaging
right
someone's mom about
this message, right?
Their son.
Tommy expressed to me that this made him uncomfortable, right?
It's weird.
I apologized to Tommy. I said that I was sorry. I said that I did not think about it from that perspective, right? The perspective that I thought about it from was that I was treating his mom like she was, you know, outside of TommyInnit, an individual person on her own, on Twitter, a creator. That you can copy paste that exact message if it was, I don't know, anybody else, any other creator on, you know, Twitter that was interacting with, you know, fans of mine about
anyone else. It's his mom.
You know, I know. Yeah, 100%. I understand that. That's not something I genuinely, I apologize to his mom. I apologize to him. I realized afterwards, after Tommy said something where I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I guess realistically, I wouldn't like if someone messaged my mom. That's not, you know, I wouldn't want to do that. And I apologized. I said, I'm sorry to Tommy. I'm sorry to his mom. And that was I didn't, the message
that in the video.
Because Tommy is saying that I harassed his mom. So it's all about framing. Like I had this conversation with Tubbo. I mean, with Tommy. So I do it to both of you. I had this conversation with Tommy where we had already had that conversation. So when he's coming out and saying that I'm harassing his mom, the first thing I'm not going to do is accept his framing and say, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, Tommy, I harassed your mom. Like, no, I'm going to say I didn't harass your mom. I sent this one singular message. I had already apologized to Tommy and his mom for that. Why didn't he include the fact that I apologized to his mom in his video? He didn't include that. Why not?
Because I feel like you're the one that does the overstepping. He doesn't need to swing for you. You know what I mean? If you've done the overstepping and in the wrong, the person that you wrong doesn't typically, you know, defend you. I feel like that's fair. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's the same way the other way around. Like in this instance,
he messaged his mom. He didn't message yours. You just agreed
he said that I was wait, what?
You just agreed that you wouldn't like it if the roles were reversed.
Yeah, no, you know, in hindsight, I recognize, I was like, yeah, you know, that was a that's not something that I should have done. I recognize, like, I understand. Yeah, it was a misstep. It was. That's the thing is, but that's the thing, Tubbo, is like, there people that in my mind, like, if you read that message and you understand, you know, like,
just wanted to say these tweets are also a thing.
Tommy's mom is replying to Dream Stands on Twitter, arguing about a video that was about a section of that video was about me, right, and was discussing my stutter with fans, right, expressing her opinion. If I was in,
because she's allowed to do that.
Example, I mean, it's again, you're gonna say it's different because it's someone's mom, but if that was anyone else and they were expressing that opinion, literally all it was, hey, I don't agree with my fans that was ableist. I don't think that Tommy was being ableist. I don't think that Tommy was trying to cause harassment, but you know, because you're expressing your opinion on the video, here's my opinion on the video. That's just my thoughts.
Is that Tommy's mom isn't really a public creator, whereas you wouldn't, if anyone else was defending Tom's video, you wouldn't respond to random Tom fans responding to your fans.
No, if it was a creator, then I totally would. But yeah, you're right. If it was just, I was treating
a creator
100%, and that's where the like mistake in my mind was I was treating and viewing Tommy's mom as like her own. I was not in connection to Tommy. I was viewing her as her own individual, like just with her own platform, with her own followers, and you know, replying to people. It's like that was my view, and that's where I made the mistake. Like that's what caused me to make the misstep. Was me having that frame of mind made me think, oh, okay, you know, I'm just going to express my opinion. You know, surely she'd want to hear it because she's talking about this video as well, and she'd want to hear my thoughts because it's about me. That was my personal thoughts. And then after, obviously, when Tommy was upset about it, you know, and obviously, like you said, Tommy and I had already, you know, we were not like friendly at this point. So after Tommy expressed that you know that was weird, you know, or that you know that was crossing his boundaries, I apologized and said, oh, you know, I'm so sorry. I didn't think about it like that. I completely understand. I shouldn't have done that. You know, I accept that. Like that's not something I should have done. I don't remember the exact message I sent, but it was I didn't. Sorry.
Why don't you include that in your video?
Again, I think it's all about the framing. It's all about the framing. He said I harassed her. Do you think that okay, one, do you think that I harassed her?
Not
Yes.
firsthand. I don't.
Okay. And do you think that I
Bro.
intended to like harass her or like, I don't know, like attack her or something? Like,
I think it's a very weird thing to do, and I think it's very weird that you didn't see that this is a massive overstep of anyone's boundaries, and it's not a unique thing to Tom. I think, obviously, I don't think one message is harassment. That's silly. But what I do think is, since your videos come out, I don't know if you've seen any of Tom's mum's tweets.
Oh.
that's horrible. That's horrible.
I know.
That's
I thought
terrible.
you would. Yes,
I think
and I
that's
know you
terrible.
wouldn't condone that behavior, but
Like,
I
fuck
just-
all of you people that would do anything like that. I don't want you in my audience. I don't want you as a subscriber. I don't want you as a follower. I don't want anything from you. Fuck off. Delete all of your social media and go get fucking therapy. You suck. You're terrible. Fuck
I've
off.
heard that one before. Yeah, no, sorry, you didn't laugh. Oh, okay. I'll stew in my own silence. Okay, I'll go fuck myself. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I feel like also, you talk about framing a lot. I think the framing, while we're talking about framing in your video of saying this is the only message I sent her, makes Tom's claims seem more unreasonable when in fact there was more than one that you just didn't mention. Is
And
that fair?
I don't think that's fair just because when he says harassment, well, Tubbo, listen, when he says harassment, he's clearly not talking about the message a year and a half later when I apologized to her and we have a very nice exchange with each other. He's clearly talking about that one message. Like, obviously he's not talking about the other
Yeah, but
message
even
where
if
we
you have
had
a
it.
nice exchange, it doesn't necessarily mean she wants to speak to you. Do you know what I mean?
I think that that's fair, but
Why is
literally
my
only
Discord
message was
just
saying
all
I'm sorry.
rats?
That's it. So I think that if I include, like, I think that for framing purposes, if I had included that in my video, it would not have changed. It would have, I mean, I guess in my perspective, like, it would have only done, like you're saying, it only would have done better for me if I was saying, oh, I sent her this one message, and then the only other message I've ever sent her is literally an apology for doing this. And Tommy failed to mention that. It would have had the exact same, like, you know, like I didn't choose to say one to like as like a lie or something. I said this one message because that's what the harassment was supposed to be, was this one message that Tommy obviously was upset with enough to say that I was a movie villain or whatever. And so that
We
was,
love rats for
from my
real.
perspective, that was why it was like frustrating. Obviously you saying, yeah, clearly one message doesn't constitute harassment was like, yeah. And so it's obviously very frustrating. Like, if Tommy, I think a lot of it is framing. Like, I don't think Tommy was doing it in a malicious way. I think that he was upset. I genuinely think that Tommy was upset, and I think he has a lot of valid reasons to be upset. And I think that when he was discussing that specifically, obviously he was probably emotional. He brought up, you know, his parents' divorce, which is terrible, and I'm so sorry that that's something that, you know, he was going through and that his parents were going through. But I didn't know about that, and I think that the way that he framed it was unfair to me. I think if he had said, "You messaged my mom," that was crossing a boundary. You know, even though you apologize, I don't accept your apology, you know, whatever. That's much more like fair. And then my response to that is very different, right? And the same thing happens with a lot of the stuff he says. If he says it in a slightly different way where he's not like exaggerating to, like, it did. The video made me seem like this terrible villain that's like, I don't know, doing all these terrible things. And then when you break it down, I'll go, well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, this was a misunderstanding. This shouldn't have happened. Or yeah, I made a mistake there. But it's like normal human mistakes and normal human interactions and you know, growth and whatever that's made out to be this like horrible comic book villain behavior. And I think that's like I think that's the problem with it all. And I think it's not Tommy's problem, it's like the internet's problem. Like, the internet dramatizes everything, and it like sucks. Like, it sucks.
Dude, I'm gonna say I think this one example is a bad example of the internet dramatizing everyone, because, like, let's be clear, you did text his mum while you guys had fallen out. That is weird, and you've acknowledged it's weird, and you wouldn't like it if it happened to you. You know what I mean?
I think, yeah, but I did not harass his mom while she was going through a divorce, and I'm not a proper movie villain. Like, those are Tommy's words, right? Like, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm disagreeing with Tommy. The way that he said it in that video is, in my personal opinion, dishonest. And I don't think that he was being intentionally dishonest. I think that he was just emotional. But in my opinion, it's dishonest.
Bro said he doesn't know about the divorce when he specifically was sorry about the divorce he deserved. Oh no, that was not his DM. That was a fan
Saying
that said that.
That's actually a good point, Tubbo. That's actually a really good point.
Thanks.
I think that. Yeah, I think that.
That was one of his quote unquote fans.
I guess if I think that
sent it to her because she has their DMs open on Twitter.
Which I don't think his intentions were to be dishonest. I think that his intentions were that he was emotional and that it was, obviously that was an emotional time for him, and it was a lot. There's a lot obviously that he's letting out. If I think that, and I think and I apply that same line of thinking to my thought process, which is why obviously I'm giving myself that benefit out.
That's why I showed the screenshots earlier, because it's literally just his.
It's a misstep.
Like him tweeting at his parents and doing all this shit while they're going through the time.
Given that misstep, would you
obviously
like
it's gotta take his parents.
His video?
I mean, I think that what's done is done. I think that if he'd like,
it's obviously gotta send fans
the same thing that I'm
giving
doing
him
for
more
mine,
harassment.
I think that's fair. I think that if Tommy has specific problems with my video, if he'd like to, through you, or if he doesn't want to contact me himself, through you, he would like to let me know about that and what he would like me to do, then that's fair. I'd have a conversation with Tommy, and I think that there are many things in his video that obviously I have a similar problem with, like with the harassment stuff. But the problem is that I feel like what's done.
Honestly, if I thought if Tommy went live talking to Dream and doing the same shit that Tubbo's doing, this would probably be like maybe like twice his viewers.
If what's done is done.
Well, I think that's what's done is done, and I think that in my mind, I personally feel very upset about the videos with my sister, the videos with my mom, and not the other videos.
But you allowed them.
Less about those videos I care about because I don't. There's no content. My mom has never appeared in anybody's content. My sister has never appeared in anybody's content. Only one video with Sapnap or something, and
you allowed it though.
A bunch of videos.
You're framing it like
you're saying I'm harassing his mom and I'm this horrible movie villain while having intimate videos up, and I don't mean intimate in a weird way. I mean intimate in like a personal, close connection way, where I had that close connection with my sister while my sister is sitting here texting me saying, "Why is Tommy lying about you?" So on and so forth. I don't like that. That makes me feel uncomfortable.
But with the videos with your sister in it, you said in the stream, you're like, "Do you want to talk to my sister?" Knowing Tommy's streaming.
What's done is done. But I say that.
So you can't bring that up. I just
really think that Tommy is upset.
I think that's very manipulative.
But also has a lot.
If you didn't want those videos to be out, don't
completely mean them. And I think that
don't put videos. Don't in the stream say you want to talk to my mom, you want to talk to my sister, because you did say that in the stream.
The fact that I feel this way.
In the first stream was Drista, you were like, you wanna meet my sister.
Obviously, me saying,
knowing Tommy was streaming.
The videos, it's me making a point. It's me saying, you think I'm this terrible person, but you're willing to make money and views and subscribers off of videos where people are gonna watch that and think we're like buddy, and that might influence them to subscribe or to.
Just woke up what's going on, chat. A lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, there's still obviously videos on his channel that will garner new views and have new subscribers that will watch them, and think like, oh, hey, Dream likes Tommy and Dream supporting Tommy, and this is Dream. Every video that I post will boost those videos, right? And my fans will see them, and my fans will not know the history between this and not know that he's saying these slanderous things about me, and that I don't like. That's the problem. Is like, I don't want that.
But also, you're making a video.
Genuinely.
Reality, you have more fans than Tommy does. You have 32 million. Tommy has 15 million.
About it all the time for any creator. I will be open. I would always be down.
And you making a video slandering Tommy's name, saying stuff that he has like a sweatshop
or whatever,
and all this shit.
Single phone call about the whole mom issue. We didn't have a single phone call.
When people don't know who, there could be some people in your audience who don't know who Tommy is.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not fair, but I'm saying obviously.
My mom, you know what I mean?
That I feel like that argument's invalid, because if you go, you obviously have the bigger platform, right? So if you go on your 32 million subscriber YouTube channel and say Tommy has a sweatshop, Tommy has an editor sweatshop, Tommy has a merch sweatshop or whatever, obviously there's gonna be people that are on your side because they don't know who Tommy is. There's people who know Tommy because of the DreamSMP, and there's people who have no idea who Tommy is and just watch you for you.
You lose that privilege to the
so.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's valid.
I don't know. I just feel like they both should just delete their videos on each other and just apologize in private. Unfair or like talk this out on stream or something. So
like, I don't think that his reaction reaction that was unfair.
I just think this thing is way blown out of proportion, and they're both have fucking
negative manner. I congratulated him when he hit
things to do with it.
You know, I don't have a problem with the way that I don't have a problem that he was upset that I messaged his mom. That's not, I apologize for that. I messaged him privately. I'm not saying
I'm not on anyone's here per se. I see both sides are in the wrong in some way. I've been a DreamSMP. Exactly. That's what, like, as a person that's been a fan of Dream at one point. That's why I started to stream, because I have no bias. I was a fan of Dream at one point. I'm a fan of Tommy. But right now, but
I mean, honestly, it was a good conversation, even though
I just honestly personally think that they should both
it was a very
either private both of their videos on each other and come on stream and talk about it.
I think it was like an hour or something.
Or like Tommy stream or like Dream stream or something, right?
I feel like
Or they should both stream like Tubbo and Tommy are doing right now.
I left that conversation
and
more positive,
or just talk it out privately.
Going into it, right? And I left that conversation.
How could that be true if on your stream, peace over it, on your stream 2 days ago, you say Jack Manifold, there's a rumor you're unfaithful. Oh come on, man. Oh come on. Man.
I left that call. Okay, Tommy. What the difference is
I'm not on any person's side. I just think the both things that that they can do is just both private, both talk to each other, and just both show their both of their sides to the story. I feel like doing this shit separately is not.
Jack's in my chat right now. What did he say? He said, "We discussed rumors about you two, big." Oh, he's joshing. He's joshing. He's not being. I thought he had a serious message because it was longer than the normal Manifold message I get. It was not.
The Manifold message.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that communication is.
Oddly enough, I like Tubbo and Tommy. I hate Dream, but I'm on Dream's side. I don't know.
You know, I'm open to communicate with anybody.
I feel like more people are gonna be on Dream's side because Dream has been more open about it.
I'm an open book, and I enjoy
and more talking to people about it. Tommy just made one video and then what is it? Make some tweets about it. While Dream made one stream, including this stream, talking about it, a whole video, and then multiple tweets. And then also calling Tommy fans the Arsler.
So on and so forth. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I feel like I guess that was the.
That's fair. I feel like also, speaking of what I just said, on your stream 2 days ago, what are the rumors about me? Can I ask? Because you did say there's serious rumors about me.
Okay, so first of all, I also said I said there's rumors about Skeppy and other people, and I'm just like saying that as like, oh look, there's rumors about you.
But you also said I'm a bad guy behind the scenes.
No, that was me making a point.
I think both should apologize to each other. Kind of figure being kind of being a prick, and Dream for also kind of being a prick for real. I'm mostly on his side because of the one video. Yeah, he was very open about it. But when I watched Tommy's videos, I was on the edge. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I feel like Dream's video was a lot of just being like.
I just said that.
The video was meant for Tommy, but also he's been talking about his friends. Like, there's like the video was more about his friends and the merch company that he has no idea about behind the scenes. At the time was going with them. Like, I don't know, just some of the things he says is very, like, it throws me off guard. So I'm very in the middle.
I have a lot of respect for you, Tubbo, and thank you a lot for just having me on. I know we don't agree on a lot of stuff, and we still don't, and I feel like, you know, obviously,
because it's very hypocritical on some things. He shows, like, he's said in his video that Tommy doesn't show any proof about anything, but he also makes claims that Tommy's merch company runs a sweatshop, and then Tommy himself runs a editor sweatshop, which showing proof about editors with other creators, not Tommy's editors, because Tommy's editors have come out and been like, no, he pays me really well.
I believe that.
I don't know. I feel like Dream just like correlates things to make it fit his narrative, and he doesn't. He's very dishonest when it comes to certain things, and Tommy just doesn't show proof whatsoever with the things he says. So I'm like very in the middle about this.
I think is weird, and I wanted to ask you about it.
So what I think a lot. This is the same thing that I've said literally since the beginning of time, or since every time I've ever been asked about it, that I'm not gay. I've been in relationships with women. I'm not gay, right? Outside of that, I have refused to.
But one shows
further about
off stuff the other said shows
I'm,
nothing. Yes, but
feel like
there's a difference between showing stuff and like he says he shows stuff for a little bit, and then he also makes claims that he has nothing. He has no idea about, like with the whole TommyInnit merch company thing. And he said in his video saying TommyInnit merch company runs a sweatshop. He has no idea about that.
I don't know. I literally don't even know DNF.gay. Like, that's not my domain. I don't know.
Like, he just talks about shit he has no idea about and uses it as evidence as TommyInnit is the bad guy.
10% went to charity. You would have still made a lot of personal money off of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've given donated a lot. I think we donated a lot more than 10% actually, because we did I don't remember what I think we did a set amount or something for one of the drops that we didn't, and like with 10%.
I don't know. I just feel like the way they both handle things,
a lot more than 10%.
Well, it's like
I don't
definition.
I don't remember the specifics of every single
wrong with.
I've always tried to
with each other.
Streams and done stuff promoting
But Hadley Tubbo says that the company did it once.
The Trevor Project?
Yeah, but in Dream's video, he brought it up as was it? He brought it as like made it like the narrative that Tommy is the one behind the merch company.
You're not gay, but you are part of the queer community.
I'm not sure what the definition. Like, I'm not sure what the definition of that is. I think. I mean, I assume I am queer. Queer is.
What do you mean? Sorry, do you need me to?
I think that there is a spectrum, and I think that when I say I'm not gay, I literally mean I'm not only attracted to males.
Is good.
I have been in relationships.
Yeah, but that spectrum you're mentioning is like the spectrum of how queer an individual is. That's what I'm on about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's fine then. Then I don't really have any gripe with the Pride merch stuff. Like, I have my own personal thoughts, but it doesn't need to be said, because it's not like...
Okay, well, George, as far as I know, isn't queer, so go cancel him, please, for having his... doing his merch.
Hey, I'll say it. That's weird.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's basically... I mean, I don't really have anything to say. You've said your bit. I'm not going to dig into your private life, man. Like, let's be so real. That was the most digging I probably felt comfortable doing. I wasn't going to go any deeper. I will say...
I got a little uncomfortable there, but I think it's
so
very
that wasn't my
very
intention, but
That's
I'm like,
fine. I understand.
Given you released Pride merch and made money off it, I assumed you would be comfortable talking about it on the stream, and I'm sorry if that wasn't the case.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I also want to say, what was the weird quote at the end of the video? You don't need to put other people down to lift yourself up. Why say that?
Yeah, I think that in hindsight, I shouldn't have said that just because it seems like preachy. Like but I didn't. I more meant it as like I know this sounds like stupid, but I meant it in a genuine way of like because Tommy's been doing obviously a lot of like he's done a lot of like he's been on like you said, he's been on like his shit slinging arc, right?
Yeah.
And so I meant in a way of like, look, Tommy, you're super talented. You don't need to sling shit to get attention. You can get attention with your own.
But it's just a very
content.
Weird thing to say after this whole thing started with that meme you made.
I can't wait for all the freaking commentary YouTubers to be like,
I saw somebody's like
the Dream and Tommy drama is insane.
What?
Yeah. I think that's
like the amount of videos of like this situation is insane.
In context, it looks kind of stupid. So. But yeah, I mean, I genuinely meant it as just like, look, you don't need to sling shit. You are talented. You can get attention with get a ton of attention without doing that because you're talented. But also, it does seem backhanded because obviously I'm like critiquing him.
I've seen some of it
things in the video, But I think that
I was thinking of doing the same thing.
It feels a little bit. I'll say how it felt to me. I was watching the video, and I was like, okay, he's made a lot of criticism. And when you said that out here, I was like, wait, this speaks volumes to almost how like you see yourself above everyone else on a
Free
higher
content,
platform.
real.
It felt very talk downy.
Yeah, it feels very. It does feel. Very
I'm thinking
preachy,
about doing
like,
it.
which it wasn't my intention.
And
So
like,
yeah, I agree. I think it feels preachy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey.
I think it feels
agree.
preachy.
We agree. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, finally agree on something. There we go. We got it.
Hey, we agreed on
We agreed on a lot of stuff.
6 things this stream.
I hate you.
Come on.
Fair. Fair.
Yeah.
I'm losing my voice. This is crazy.
No, sorry. I realized I have just sat here and like listened to you, so I have just let you run your mouth for like, which is good, by the way. Not in a negative way.
I appreciate
Like
it.
I wanted to actually ask you things about what you're saying in real time.
I will fight you, chatter. Don't tempt me.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you again, I'll just extend the olive branch that again, if you have in the future, again, I feel like I don't bite. Like I'm very, I'm open to talking, answering questions, whatever. So if you ever have any problems or concerns or even just questions, feel free to message me. But otherwise, thanks for having me on, and
Totally.
I appreciate.
I feel like
I appreciate you also talking to me out. Genuinely, it's really.
I really hope that like, first of all, I made it very clear.
I was very quiet. I was kind of off guard when I heard "I will bite you." I turned Allie up a bit.
I'd hope that you'd share that same sentiment.
I will fight
Oh,
you.
of course.
Tubbo's
been great. Tubbo's
ain't
been
biting no one.
extremely fair.
Whether
I
we
feel
will,
like,
we're still here,
and he's
though.
been, and especially even in the past, and he's been someone that's been, I think, has treated me very fairly. So I appreciate it, and I think that definitely. I mean, even if he wasn't fair, you shouldn't spread hate, but do not.
I just feel
don't-
like
You guys want to play some Fortnite
we do
after this?
completely different things now. We do completely different things, and obviously I can't speak for anyone else. I feel like we can very much like in this conversation. I've come to the realization that there is just I just don't understand why you think the things you do, and I don't understand your justifications, and I don't agree with a lot of what you said, and I think that is honestly because we are different, and and this conversation has made me a little bit sad because I've almost realized that I feel there isn't a middle ground we can reach. To be totally honest, I think it's very fair to incentivize our communities to stop attacking each other.
Yeah.
Because it's not a fun experience to be on the internet, especially as someone who streams here every day. But however, it has made me sad that there isn't a middle ground.
Yeah, I think. I mean, obviously, there's been a lot of shit thrown. I wasn't expecting there to be really a middle ground. I think it's more just communication and also setting an example for hopefully future communication between creators. Just because I think it is just like it sucks without communication. But yeah, I do think it's I think it's a little sad, and I think that I think that we operate in different spaces, do different things, and
I think we can very easily just avoid each other, and our communities can avoid each other, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that our community should try their best to not, get in each other's business. I think that there'd be a lot less like hostility and stuff, and just I feel like at the end of the day, we both want to make content, and we both want to, do our own thing with our friend groups and whatever. But yeah, I guess I'll end it from my side with one final thing.
I'll probably leave from this now. Thanks for chatting. Sorry that there wasn't.
Can I get one more sentence or one more little thing I want to say about you?
Go.
Tubbo, I think that you are extremely talented. I replied on Twitter to someone a while ago saying that whenever there's someone was belittling you, saying that I made you or whatever, and degrading that sentiment. I feel the exact same way about Tommy. Tommy would have never. He didn't need me in any way. Tommy did not need me. Tommy was an extremely talented, extremely.
You did not say that in your video though.
Who made his way on his own and made the DreamSMP so much better than it ever could have been without him. And the same applies to you, Tubbo. I have a lot of respect for you. I have a lot of respect for the way you hold yourself and everything that you've done. And I appreciate you a lot for having this conversation with me. And I'd like to end on that note.
I appreciate you for being open to talk about it on stream, because I know it's hard and it's awkward.
Yeah, he could have happened.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Tubbo.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Oh. Wait, hold up. We'll see if Tubbo goes. Oh wait, nope. Oh, he just ended. Oh wait, nope.
Okay.
He's trying to figure shit out.
Oh.
Thank you for the 20 gifted. I'll turn the alerts back on. I must admit, I don't even know what to say, to be totally honest. Like, it was a lot.
Tubbo does look depressed.
Bro.
I probably got heated at points there where I could have done with not being heated.
Chippy. That's very funny to come after the freaking.
I did the stream as like a way to honor my word of committing to the phone call that I said I would.
Tubbo, I think I need a drink.
I'll tell you what, he says he gets his point out inevitably. In his own words, he has a very interesting way of communicating.
Should I reorder my pens because of the drama? They're all DreamSMP chip. Oh.
It's like
that's
it
up to
makes
you.
it so hard to talk back to him. Do you know what I mean, chat? Like, there were points I know I was very quiet for this entire stream. It makes it very hard to talk back to him when I don't remember what he started off saying. Yeah, but no, like, I want to make it clear, I still don't like the things he's done.
Sam.
To be totally honest, and I don't support the things he's done. And I still am with my sentiment that there's that, and I got through to him eventually how him calling Tom's video dishonest, but when I call his video dishonest, it's not the same. Got through. I don't.
Like much after that.
My brain feels like much too. Guys, can I be totally honest real quick? Can I be totally honest real quick? What's the song I want from this? What song?
Bro, tell me. Sure. Yeah, I feel like there's no creator that can go through their career without doing terrible stuff.
There's 53,000 people here right now. It would be stupid of me to not ask if anyone has a Prime sub available. Please do check. I am putting all my money from my Prime subs towards starting a non-profit Minecraft hosting company. And it would mean the world to me if you have one available, or if you have a little, use it here now.
Chat, this is my time. While everybody's here, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe. This is not my normal content. I do mostly Minecraft lore stuff and other games. So if you're on the YouTube side of things, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. The fact that I'm streaming this both on Twitch and YouTube is great. But if you guys want to help out a smaller creator, hit the subscribe button. It's free. And you can always unsubscribe later. And yeah. Also like the stream. Also do all that. It's cool. It's free. It's nice. I'm getting my profile out of the way because I'm streaming. Also, if you're on...
Look at your DMs.
What?
Look at your DMs.
Yeah. Also, if you're on what is it? If you're on Twitch, make sure you hit the follow. That is something I looked at videos, by the way. If you're on Twitch, make sure to hit that follow button. It's nice and it helps out the stream a lot. Yeah, I feel like we should all do. And if you're either one, if you're on the Twitch side, hey, come to the YouTube side, hit that subscribe button. If you're all pens are reordered into the rainbow, y'all. If you're on the YouTube side, hey, come check out the Twitch. Pretty cool. I stream a lot on Twitch. I don't really stream on YouTube that often, but I'm trying to stream more on YouTube. So yeah, if you want to see future streams from me on Twitch or YouTube, on YouTube, make sure you hit that follow button, and on Twitch, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I'm coming back to posting content regularly. And yeah, I should have a video coming out soon, on YouTube. So anybody that's watching on YouTube, and you want to keep alerted on that, make sure you again hit the subscribe button. Should be hopefully out soon. I'm just getting some editing done and doing some thumbnail stuff because yeah, Allie knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here on YouTube, and then I'm gonna go stream on do some Fortnite on stream because I don't think people on YouTube, unless you guys want me to stick to it and just stream on both ends. I don't know because I was just thinking of ending on YouTube and then going and streaming everything else on Twitch. But
Mr. DM.
I know. I can't give you. I saw it, and that's what I said. I saw your DM.
Yes, no, like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Now
But I don't know. YouTube chat? Do you guys want me to continue streaming on YouTube even though it's not talking about the drama anymore? Or should I? Were you guys just here for the drama? I'm guessing you guys were just here for the drama, so that's why I'm kind of.
where is thou, child? Child!
Disco dance,
Get your ass
the
in here.
house. I like trance, but house gets a little bit repetitive for me. And also, I don't reckon I'd be able to write good lyrics for house.
There we go.
Yeah.
The patient needs more mouse bites to live.
All right,
Patient.
chat. I'm gonna call it a night here for
More
YouTube.
mouse bites!
If you guys want to continue the stream, I'm probably gonna be live for like another hour on YouTube, or it depends until we're tired.
Go subscribe and join on Twitch.
Real. Depends a bit. Yeah, I already read that. Yeah, so if you guys want to come check out the streams on Twitch, I'll be continuing over there. But for the YouTube side, I know everybody came for the drama and shit. So, I'm gonna end it here for the YouTube side. And thank you all so much for coming on, YouTube viewers. Again, if you want to continue watching the stream and you don't care about the drama anymore, come check us out. YouTube, twitch.tv/ItsBlays. Literally, right? It's in the description. You could go give us a follow there. And
TikTok viewers are just getting abandoned at this point. They've not even got a single mention.
what?
Anyways, what? You left out the TikTok viewers.
Oh, because the TikTok, I ended that a long time ago.
SMH.
Plus the TikTok
By
viewers.
the way,
that is also
Ali.
probably important on TikTok.
Ali, I did a thing.
Uh-oh.
So yeah. Yeah, thank you for everybody who joined on the YouTube side. Appreciate all you for coming. Thank you for if you did sub, if you didn't sub. I'm still just appreciate you for being here. And yeah, thank you all for joining. I'm gonna go end it off here. And yeah, bye bye. See you all on Twitch. Bye 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 bye. Okay. All right. I ended the